Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Reunited.
Oh God, no! Stop.
If you're gonna do it, Maffew, give it some.
Yeah, you've got to be full in.
You can't just go reunited.
You know what, Ross? You're right.
Reunited and it feels
so good.
Sorry, headphone users already.
Reunited because we understood. There's one.
Is that a real song? How much can you sing of it?
Diddlers, this one is it because we are reunited for the first time since the end of February 2020. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, this is it. It is the Cultaholic Weekly Podcast emanating from the Cultaholic HQ. It's my first one in the Sex Dungeon. Very flattered to be here. Love the aesthetic. And I could barely sleep last night. I'll get that out of the way because of the excitement of doing this for you guys again.
It's not that it's hay fever, Maffew.
It may be in the heat, but I'm going to say, Ross, Jack, it's really good to see you again.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's nice to be able to stroke your arm, Maffew. Hands touching hands,
Friend.
reaching out,
Yeah.
touching
Touch
me,
me,
touching you. I did that earlier this week. We can't do it in every video. I've been bringing Sweet Carolina to the Americas. He's from America, really. He's from New York.
Neil Diamond?
Neil Diamond's from New York. New York.
I thought you said he's from York for a second.
Oh, I'm from Humberside.
Neil Diamond.
Sweet Caroline.
Long boy.
We've got off to a
Andrew
standard
jokes,
start
isn't it?
here. It's good to see that things haven't really changed from the Zoom.
Yes.
Well, tonally.
Yeah, I think the big differences are this is in focus and there's no dog pics. But we'll work on that next week. Ross, we'll start for yourself because you're closest to me. How the hell are you, mate?
I am fantastic. It's been a topsy-turvy week, Maffew, as we started the mailbag section of the podcast last week. Got a horrible message about Todd the Rabbit on his last leg, so he was. And then a couple hours later, he peacefully passed away. A nice traditional rabbit death where they sort of, an old age rabbit dying, goes on its side and you pet it and then it just goes away.
Oh, man.
So Todd the Rabbit passed away last Friday afternoon, so rest in peace, Todd. Thank you for the messages. Lots of messages of condolences and whatnot about Todd the Rabbit. Been very much appreciated. Wasn't my rabbit. I need to clear that up, by the way. It's Kayla's rabbit, my girlfriend's. She brought him up for 10 years. He would have been 10 next month.
That's quite long
That's
for a rabbit.
long for a rabbit, especially a little Netherland dwarf one, I've been led to believe. But he shares a birthday with Alan Shearer, I learnt last week, August the 13th. So that's one hell of a day for just mankind in general and rabbit kind. But I passed away, so that was a down bit. Upward turn, Money in the Bank though. Andrew lost, got to hit him in the tits. It was fantastic.
It was the best of times, the worst of times.
Because that video featured some lads that the viewing audience won't have seen yet.
No.
And I just have to ask about one chop in particular. I think you might know who I'm going to ask about. It wasn't Adam Pacitti. It wasn't Liam. Liam did all right.
Kieran.
No, it was Joel.
There was a deep thud.
But Joel, was it? Because I might have been watching it with the volume down. That sounds pervy.
He was just watching Andrew with the volume down.
But
Couldn't reach the volume. You got one hand on there.
But Joel seemed to go like, like a really short, like it was, you know, when a good footballer does no backlift on a shot. It was like that. I was like, this is an interesting technique.
I was expecting people to feel sorry for Andrew in the midst of that punishment because he's getting hurt physically. But then he said to Joel, he mocked Joel by saying, that wasn't hard enough, have another go. So he basically patted him on the head. And I tell you, I've exposed...
Tommy Dreamer, thank you, sir. Can I
have another? Yeah. I've exposed this dickhead for the dickhead that he truly is. And you just saw that in the Joel chop there. So it's good to see people hating on Andrew. That's all I've got to say, because he's been using this company for his own personal gain. But we're going to keep him here as a prisoner for many years. He can't go anywhere.
That was a very elaborate answer to the question, how are you?
It's been a topsy-turvy week. How are you, Jack?
Oh, I'm not too bad. The heat's been outrageous. Normally, I'm a big fan of the summer once the hay fever has subsided, but it's been difficult at night time to go to sleep. Apart from that, lovely time. Great to be back in the office. Not everyone's back yet. We're doing a sensible, staggered approach. So there's still some people I haven't seen for quite a long time, but apart from that, can't complain. How are you, Maffew?
I'm great.
My answer there was like a football pundit, like over like a sportsman giving a really, well, yeah, obviously, no, it's really good to be back and all that. But sorry, go on.
It's been a week of two halves.
Yeah.
No, I'm just happy to be appreciating the moment. I have no idea what's going to be happening the rest of this year with this country, or wrestling, or us. So I'm just going to go, you know what? Today, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The cynicism will kick in later on. But for now, be happy. Let's look at the news. Do we have any segues? Or
No, the news is
No,
straight
we'll
in.
go right.
there we go, yeah.
Just go for it, Maffew, because there's
Sweet.
a hell of a lot of news this
Certainly
week.
is. Potential Daniel Bryan AEW debut date revealed. Is it Dave Meltzer? Is it Ryan Satan? No, it's Bodyslam.net, who have come up from the rear to suddenly become the number one news thing of the week. Bodyslam.net were told tentative plans, creatively, for Bryan Danielson's AEW debut. As of the time of the writing, 8:45 p.m. Wednesday. Oh, they've even put that in. That's good. The plan is for Bryan Danielson to make his AEW debut in September, towards the Arthur Ashe Stadium. I don't know who that is.
That's the
tennis
tennis
man.
place. Yeah, that's the where the US.
It's like
Masters
Wimbledon,
take- yeah.
but slightly worse because it's on
Yeah.
it's on clay.
Yeah,
It's not on grass.
that's right. They'll have strawberries and potato chips.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it works there. Sorry. The plan was to hold off plans for debuting Danielson until after blah, blah, blah. And that CM Punk fella makes his debut as well.
Now, a lot of people have been going cock a hoop, I think the phrase would be,
Ooh,
after
I
he
like
put
that.
the Chicago Bulls entrance theme, as I know it, on Instagram last night.
Is that the ding 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 ding?
Here they come!
Wait, you're doing the circus.
I know,
Oh,
it does start off like a little like
yeah.
something like that, isn't it? But yeah, people are putting two and two together there. I think there's a good chance he's trolling everybody. I'm not going to put eating a hat or anything like that. I won't be silly like that on the line. But there's a chance he's just trolling everybody with the news.
He knows how to play the game.
Because I saw that saying like CM Punk is in negotiations, in talks with AEW. Surely it's like Tony Khan rings him going, "Hello, Phil." I know he doesn't like that, but hello, Phil. How much money would you like, Phil? Phil says, "I would like several $1 million," and that'll be the end of the conversation. Surely that's in talks. So I'm skeptical, mate, but I would like to be proven wrong.
But in talks, technically could be, hey, you all right? Not too bad yourself.
Can't be text because Cody Rhodes did that, didn't he? And CM Punk didn't like that. They thought that was unprofessional. Remember, like a year and a half ago, maybe?
I think Cody talked about
Cody
that.
Cody texted him and CM Punk was like, "That's not how you do business, Bonnie lad. You unprofessional man in your suit and whatnot."
I feel like
Scathing.
if Punk,
So Cody's doing the Michael Jordan. I took that personally.
I feel like if CM Punk does come back, then he hasn't wrestled for a long time. Like, is he good anymore?
It would be great if he shows up fat as out.
No, just like would he just be like good for one match? Do you think he'd just have one, or do you think he'd get the bug again once he'd stepped in that ring?
Well, let's put two and two together with, the Chicago Bulls entrance theme being the last dance. One more match. There you go. Breaking news here on the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. CM Punk will have one match for AEW and or the Chicago Bulls.
See, you say that, but apparently, not to breaking news you or anything like that, but apparently they tried to, AEW have been filing the trademark the term the first dance.
Oh, that's different.
What's the first dance of the night? Isn't it like a really rubbish
Someone
song?
getting married.
The first dance is like
Maybe CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are going to get married in AEW.
so like Ed Sheeran.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Imagine if Ed Sheeran rocked up. That disturbed me when the England football team.
Well, we
had him
lost
there for
'cause
a
of Ed
bit.
Sheeran.
I know. A massive distraction put on by Ed Sheeran and his rubbish tattoos. You seen his tattoos?
No, I haven't
think
seen
they're
much of them.
They're rubbish. His songs are good, but his tattoos.
What's his tattoo?
They're very colourful.
Colourful and cartoony. He's got the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air logo there.
Oh, okay.
He's got Prince in the Fresh Prince.
They're the tattoos of a man with more money than he needs. He's just like, what do I do now? Get another tattoo.
Still talking about CM Punk.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I love him. WWE fans furious with Peacock streaming issues. Apparently, the poor, unfortunate Americans on the Peacock, when I did a little, I don't know if you got any comments on that on YouTube, because when I did like, hey, what do you think of Bring the Bank? All the Americans like, I don't know, mate, I could barely see it. So
And it was for a large portion of the night because I had a quick search on Twitter and people were putting up little videos of what their Peacock stream was looking like. And there was many different matches. It wasn't just a little like, at the start of somebody's entrance and then a quick fix, but no, scandalous. I can't wait to see what streaming platform we get eventually because it's going to happen. The network's not going to be around for us forever, is it? I'm just trying. The BritBox, maybe?
Yeah.
ITV player? I don't know.
yeah. Good times. Big returns and debuts at Impact Wrestling. They did their Slammiversary deal with Kenny Omega defeating Sami Callihan in a Sami Callihan no DQ style thing that he always does. Apparently got good reviews. Everyone seemed to like who watched it. Did anyone here watch it?
Look, there's been a lot of wrestling this week. I plan to watch. Richard, did you watch it?
Young
No,
Jamie.
he's shaking his head.
Young Jamie.
No, he's shaking his head.
Pull it up, young Jamie. That's how you do podcasting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shout at young Jamie. Pull it up, young Jamie. Then young Jamie does it. The best Googler in the world with one hand. Which tells me we should not look at his internet history. Because how do you get good at that sort of stuff, Maffew?
Practice.
I didn't watch it.
No, me neither. Yeah, you got to pick and choose your battles now, a line of work.
You do.
Pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Try not to watch all of the wrestling to avoid burnout, was what I'm trying to say, yes.
Oh, that makes sense, yes. And no one clicks on the Impact stuff, so...
But Jay White turned up.
Jay White did turn
Jay
up.
probably
White
mentioned
did
that.
turn up at the very end, and they all went, uh-oh, New Japan.
He was there last night as well, I saw. Because
Yeah.
it was we're here on Friday morning. They have a show on Thursday night, I've been led to believe, every single week. On a
this is
channel
news.
on the television in America. I don't know what he did, though.
I'll have a little look now.
quick
Carry on
Google.
amongst yourselves.
I hope he just did the same as appeared at the very end. Everyone, it's Jay White.
Oh, he was there just to watch a match like your fella was on AEW. I've forgotten his name. The big tall fella.
Hikuleo.
Tamatonga's brother.
Hikuleo.
Yeah. Hikuleo. Galileo.
Galileo.
Figaro. Magnifico.
He's
Jack's still
invited
Googling.
Chris Bay to join the Bullet Club.
Is that who joined you? Yeah, that's who joined you the day, wasn't it?
Ah.
Baelicious. Wow. Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Maffew?
Oh, it sounds
I
great.
think it was better on Zoom, to be honest, the podcast.
Look, continue to talk about things that we have no knowledge of, Impact, wrestling. I love the fact, I'll just briefly say it, Tom now sends me the news because he says, well, Maffew, you find the news yourself? I'm like, well, I use Cultaholic news section. And he goes, I'll just send you the news that I do every week. And
How
I'm
much
like,
news has he
I
sent
went,
you?
oh, lots. So I'm just impressed that he put the trial of Faye Jackson on the news section.
Man. No, you know what it is, right? I go on Twitter sometimes to look for real wrestling news, right? No disrespect to Faye Jackson or Sugar Dunkerton, who looked like he was involved as well. But Sean Ross Sapp live tweeting a joke amongst wrestlers. I was annoyed. Yes, of course it was a
real.
joke. No, it wasn't real.
It was more serious than
What
the
was
Chicago
the-
Bulls entrance
So
music.
Faye Jackson said, right, if Big E wins Money in the Bank, I'll post nudes on the timeline.
Oh, goodness.
And then Big E won Money in the Bank, and she posted a makeup palette because the brand or whatever is nudes, right?
Ah.
And then they did the trial of Faye Jackson, and Sean Ross Sapp live reported it, and I was like, you need to calm down you a little bit.
Is he thirsty for the news, is he?
I don't know. He's just thirsty for justice, apparently.
As we all are in this world.
He's
As
a
we all
nudes
are.
hound.
Hey!
Right. And WWE released merchandise for Braun Strowman
Have
this
they?
week. Yeah, yes. WWE released several new Braun Strowman shirts for sale on their website a few days ago. Strowman was released by the company back in June, but they obviously retained the rights to the trademark and copyright for the character. Whether that's a sign of something greater than the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing or not remains to be seen. I realise now I'm reading out Tom's notes for this, but they still work, so I might as well just reuse them.
Has he just sent you Friday's wrestling news?
He certainly has.
Well, we cover the whole week, Maffew, not just Friday.
We do.
So who cares about Braun Strowman's t-shirts?
I thought it was funny.
That's a filler story on a Friday morning.
Oh,
That's the and finally story on a Friday morning.
that's what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, a pig got a driver's license, that type of thing. And also, a little thing about Volta has been added to NXT Takeover, proper NXT Takeover, all that diet stuff, against a little guy called Ilya Dragunov.
Well, I'm sorry, Matthew, that Walter's reign's about to end, but it's been a good run. How do you feel?
Optimistic.
Do you? You think Walter's going to win?
Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to lose. I think he's
silly
got
boy.
more pull in WWE than anybody else.
No, he doesn't. That's a big.
We
that's just a
need
lie.
you. If you leave NXT UK, there's no brand. He's like, I don't want to lose the title.
I don't know if he does have more pull than anyone else.
No, there is. That's disrespectful, Maffew. I think you should take that back.
I want you to call it NXT Volta.
You would. I know you would. The logo would just be him.
Yeah.
Just with NXT written on his chest.
It's really hard to type online. Do the little ASCI art of him.
I think it's amazing they got him to go to America. He seems to hate it over there.
Maybe he's like Dennis Bergkamp.
Scared of flying.
Scared of flying.
No, he came over here. He could have got the ferry over here.
Oh,
couldn't he?
yeah.
that's true.
He didn't go to the World Cup. Or did they even qualify? I was thinking he didn't go to World Cups outside of Europe because he was terrified of flying. Anyway. That's Walter, Dennis
That
Bergkamp.
is. That's right. Which is better than the Mr. T comparison we usually do.
Do we?
It's like, Volta, we need to come to America. 9.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, Volta, drink this.
Ich bin nicht ein Flugzeug gegessen. Yeah. That butchered German.
That's
there.
snore. And then he wakes up and, and There's a whole bunch of other stuff here.
The Rock's return date's been revealed apparently, which is
Wait, what?
apparently
There's so many
Braun
return
Strowman's t-shirt is more news than that.
Oh yeah, The Rock. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a very minor character in
I
wrestling.
don't know. I haven't heard this yet.
According to Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast, where are these new? Like, new
Yeah.
sources
There's
come
some
from?
newcomers.
He's
rushing
affiliated
through the
with
crowd.
is it Figure 4 they do it on him and another man.
Another man.
Another man.
Happy for them both. 3 separate sources within WWE have corroborated that the current plan within the company is for The Rock to return at Survivor Series 2021 November, which makes sense. Made his debut in '96, and it just says that underneath what I've just said. That's fine. Zarian also revealed that Survivor Series will take place in Brooklyn this year, though an exact date is yet to be secured.
Almost where he debuted at that Survivor Series, I guess.
Ooh.
No, '96 was Madison Square Garden.
That's what I mean, almost, because Brooklyn's right next to New
right.
York, isn't it? Just a
next to
hop,
Manhattan,
a hop,
yeah.
skip, and a jump away, maybe.
It's the Gateshead to New York.
It's the Gateshead to Manhattan. Yeah. So, I mean, what's he gonna do?
Collect a paycheck.
Oh, he's gonna tell that tribal chief what for. I believe in The Rock. I think he's gonna take the tribal chief down. No, I don't think that. Roman Reigns will get a big win over. It's gonna be convoluted. Fantastic. I was about to say convoluted bollocks there, but it's not going to be bollocks because it's Roman Reigns. It's all been fantastic.
Now that The Rock's like a world leader, essentially, do you think that, in culture terms, not politics, do you think they can beat him clean? Or do you think everyone would be really sad? Like a lot of casual people who don't watch wrestling.
Imagine that, like Roman Reigns pins him. He stacks and packs The Rock, right? Like
Yeah.
a pancake, like a meat sandwich, a Rock sandwich with himself. Himself, the bread and the filling and the bread somehow, some way. I can't wait to see that. And we get like proper 80s or 70s heat. Old women jumping in the ring with knives. Oh, hey, bring it on. Cannot wait.
The 80s were a crazy time.
Roman Reigns leaving, his handbags have been thrown at him. No, I think Roman could pin him clean.
That would be class.
I think any other time, any other person would be like, no, that's ridiculous. But he is family. And we know, thanks to the Fast and Furious thing, which The Rock is part of, family is the strongest thing in the world. And one of the best memes going right now.
That's how we should sit back at the end of the podcast. We should go to the young Jamie, go to the Tesco and get a barbecue, will you? And we'll get a barbecue fired up in the room here and have a beer and just talk about how great family is.
Go get a family, bring him in.
I feel bad for Richard. Just having to sit here listening to us live.
He's playing a crucial role. He's playing the Claude Makalele role. Where, like,
he's
where Iron Robin, where Didier Drogba,
You've made
we
me
are
Robin.
Joe Cole,
You made yourself Drogba.
the big man in the middle,
Right.
And then he's the Claude Makalele, just
The water carrier.
protecting everything we do.
The domestique.
Keeping everything together. He's the glue. The glue that holds the podcast together.
Pachiti's Mourinho.
Oh.
He does shop at Matalan.
But is that all the news?
But I was
a
going to
bunch of
say,
other stuff,
that apparently they're building as well. I don't know who reported this last week, but apparently they're building to a tag team match for The Rock at WrestleMania with an Uso on either side to protect him. So he does half the wrestling in a tag team match, so there's half the chance of him getting injured and ruining all the films.
Oh, he's not going to be able
So it'll involve the bloodline somehow. So it will.
Wait, what if The Rock doesn't come back, but Hollywood Rock shows up?
I would love that.
I would love that as well.
Is
That wouldn't work at
it's
all,
It's
but-
in Dallas next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
That AT&T thing, that little rickety shed. That's an amazing thing. I can't wait for the WrestleMania after that because that's one's in LA, isn't it, where all the films live? What an arena that looks like it's going to be. Oh, I do like a stadium.
Please, God, let that be the last news story.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so
Let's
much
go-
stuff happening.
Let's go
in
through. Let's just double check we haven't missed anything big. We've got
Go on.
Triple H taking a hard look at attracting new WWE fans.
Okay.
Oh, how interesting. How's he going to do that, eh? How's he going to do that, Maffew? Hey?
Meal tickets. You go see WWE and you also get a free sandwich. Kids love sandwiches.
The Britt Baker approach to professional wrestling, but she uses Big Macs apparently. That's it. That is it for the news. That was it. That's it for the news. It's better on Zoom, innit? We're lost here.
No.
We don't know what we're doing.
I'm having a good time. I'm just smiling at good like an idiot. I'm like, this is so nice. Oh, yeah, right. Reading stuff. Yeah, that was the news.
Presenting.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now it's time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week. Ranny the Cow. 26%. Bollocks. I thought that was going to win. I thought it was a shoe-in.
One of your big hitters, that. One of the funny animals.
I don't want to break your heart, Maffew, but I showed my girlfriend Rani the cow because we quite like cows, us two.
Yeah.
And she thought it was ugly. So there's a straw poll for you. A bit of market research on Rani the cow.
Oh.
Doesn't translate outside of Bangladesh, it would appear.
Oh, dear.
Well, apart from you.
I was going to say, yeah, me and Bangladesh. That's it. I forgot about this last week. Not horses, 33%.
I'm all right with that. I was expecting worse. I still hate them. Terrifying creatures, man.
Apparently a third of the audience.
I got a couple of tweets of solidarity saying like, yes, Jack, hate horses as well. I was like, I'm not alone.
And I thought this was a bit of a daft one. But looking back at it now, it's really obvious that this was going to win. The concept of integrity, 41%.
I thought Rani the cow was
I thought Rani the cow. I thought mine would have come stone dead last.
If you'd called it Rani the tiny cow, I reckon it might have won the poll.
Oh, probably somebody thinks that's like an old dodgy British TV show from over here. I'm sick of Rani the cow, me. On before the big breakfast. So the concept of integrity, to remind people, was Andrew's confession that this was merely a
stepping stone.
Stepping stone, that's right. For him going to the leaps and wonders of triple jump.
What's that there? Audio listeners, there's a thing on the table. Are you doing the same thing, are you? Are you doing it on Andrew?
No, it was the only cup around in the little kitchen there, and I had to wash it. So
that better be true. Keep your snotty nose clean, Bonnie lad. But it's nice to see that everyone is in my corner just hating on Andrew with that thing. That's what we learned there, just voting for the concept of it. Because I thought, with a nice little animal, I think Rani the cow's nice for what it's worth, and not horses. A bit of a funny pick. I thought I would come stone dead last, but the hatred for Andrew is strong, and I'm here for that. Well, boo, Andrew.
Boo.
Terrible human being.
Oh.
Lovely physique, though, we learned this week.
Honestly, I was like, hang on.
I reckon he's got one of those pull-up bars in his doorway at home. That's what he looks like. That's the sort of physique.
He does that instead of eat.
Tattoos are plenty as well.
Very cut.
Yes.
Very cut, man. Very cut.
Well, he was after those chops. There we go. So, as the winner of last week's thing, you go first. Ross, what have you got for us?
A lot of people will be expecting me to put Todd in the Hall of Fame after what happened last week, but let me tell you, he's already in there. So I don't want to put him in twice. And I think we agreed a long time ago not to put, sentimental picks in there. And serious picks. So I'm going to go for... What am I going to go for? I've got a number of things inside my head, and I don't know what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a spot that we saw. That's just the gods of rumbling. The gods of thunder are ready for the Hall of Fame. I don't know if did that get picked up, young Jamie, on the microphones? Probably, who knows? But there's people walking upstairs, and these buildings are built terribly. But I'm going to go for a spot we saw in AEW this week between Sting and Orange Cassidy.
He's won the Hall of Fame.
Specifically a moment where Sting, who of course normally gives it the dirty big bollocks when doing the old rabadoo. Is that what I've got? No.
That's right.
I'm a stinger, tiger, lion, man. What like the jungle cry?
He's a scorpion, isn't he?
Scorpion eye. But he does that like George of the Jungle. That's what I'm trying to think of. Or Tarzan. But instead he gave it the nonchalant pitter-patter on the titties this week. So I'll go for that spot in particular because it brought a massive smile to my face.
It was really charming.
It was.
I found it very charming indeed. And it made me like Sting again because we've all been a bit sick of Sting being indestructible and chasing off Team Taz with just himself in a bat. But now I like Sting again. So yeah.
That was the other thing I was going to go for was just the aesthetic of Team Taz.
Oh my word!
Good Lord.
They look like us.
Hook is.
They look like us.
Work that one out then. Who's who?
So before he got suddenly massively hench or just took his hoodie off, I was getting comparisons to Hook, which I'll take all day
There's
long.
the obvious
That's
one.
Very generous.
There's the obvious one.
I don't want to
Where do we go from here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to even.
I'm the same size as Taz, so
Yeah,
there
you
we
can
go.
be Taz. Who's left? Oh, Cage isn't in anymore. You've got to be Starks or Hobbs.
I've got to be Starks or Hobbs, and it's
I can't
obvious.
think
isn't
of
it?
two men you resemble more
Yeah,
than
there we go.
Starks.
I
and
do
Hobbs.
have a pair of dungarees similar to what Hobbs was wearing
Go
on
on then.
AEW this week, so I'll go for
Who's
Hobbs.
Starks then?
Who is Owen? I reckon Owen could
Owen
be.
Starks.
He's quite a smooth operator, isn't he, Owen?
Now we need to do a
certainly
picture
is.
for the gram of us dressed. Let's get some orange themed gear.
Should we do it next week and just not tell anybody? So I was wearing our finest clothes. What? I think Andrew's Hook at this point after seeing that video. But
No, I want to be Hook.
sorry, yes, of course.
Don't take that away. Don't take that away from me.
Okay, so Sting's
pitter-patter.
Sting's pitter-patter. I like that. I just like the idea of Sting going, like classic 1990 Sting, Surfer Sting going, I'm a wild animal or something, Flair.
I am Tarzan.
Yeah, whatever.
Sting, Sting, Sting of the jungle. Watch out for that tree. What a film that is. What
Certainly
happened to
is.
him? Is it Brendan?
Brendan.
I was about to say Brendan Forster there, but he's the runner from the Gateshead Games, isn't he?
Yes.
I feel like it was something quite serious, so I don't want to try and guess.
Oh.
Yeah, likewise.
And it wasn't his fault, but it was something serious.
Did he hit a tree a bit too hard?
Yeah, why not? Got attacked by a mummy. Returns.
Hey. You came second, Jack. What have you got for us?
A song, because that made me sound like I was going to perform it. I just brought a song. No, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna save, because I thought there was so much wrestling this week that one of you would come up with a definite winner, and I couldn't really think of one, so I went for a song because I heard it for the first time in such a long time, and it's the song. Do you remember "Hello Goodbye"? The band was
You are the
There's
one,
the song.
the one who lies close to me.
Whispers hello on me. Here in Your Arms by Hello Goodbye. And the video is like a 90s summer camp, or 80s even, maybe. And it's all, no, 90s. And it's all like, it's deliberately old-fashioned. And even though it came out in the 2000s, so that would have only been like 10 years before, but it's good. It's
I
really
can tell
good.
you, Jack, the summer of 2007, that was the song. That was when I first got introduced to alcohol, and that was the soundtrack to that experience.
Nice. Do you remember Igloo and Hartley, In This City?
Yeah,
as
that
well?
wasn't as good.
It wasn't as good.
No.
But Hello Goodbye, Here in Your Arms is my pick. I can't really elaborate on it further. It's just a nice song. If you've never heard it, any younger viewers there, give it a listen and see what you think. Although it's probably to their ears, because if you heard the music these days, it's probably way too gentle for them. The music these days is abrasive.
I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, me
The
too.
music these
We're
days.
so old
Especially
now.
Cardi B, who...
No, I wasn't talking about Cardi
No,
B.
I'm going there. I'm going for the jugular
I
straight
meant all
away.
like the screamy rapper lads and scary.
Oh, right,
yeah.
because I've just been listening to... Because she's the theme of SummerSlam this year, and a song called Up. So I've been diving into a bit more of Cardi B this week, and it turns out every single song, maybe apart from Up itself, is about performing some kind of sexual act to a man, and I think that is disgusting.
She's a sexually liberated woman, huh?
She's very violent.
Very graphic.
Graphic
Yeah,
is the word I
very
was looking
graphic.
for,
Yeah.
not violent.
She's violent.
Violently aroused, yeah.
Yeah. No. I've thought of one song that you might like by her.
Is it Wet Ass?
No, it's not. Don't worry. It's Finesse feature with Bruno Mars. She might only be a feature on it. It might be more of a Bruno Mars song.
Is that her about doing the act of something a bit more?
They talk about how they're dripping in finesse. Don't worry. Dripping in finesse. Finesse. It's a good song.
Is that what the kids call it these days? Is it?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Maffew, while you compose yourself, what's your pick for the Hall of Fame?
Thank you, Jack. Given the shock upset of Randy the Cow doing the GOB to Andrew, I'm realizing there's a trend here. And that is people like it when Andrew is mocked or healed up. So I'm just going to pick Andrew getting chopped.
Oh, it's a tactical.
Probably going
that's
to win
good.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
good,
going to
that.
win that. That's a fair play to you, man.
I think that might be a 50-50 thing. With
No, I think it might be Hello Goodbye in Your Arms.
Just saying the last bit of that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good video because you're right. I'm like, oh no, they're going to turn Andrew face by chopping him to death, and he knows how to play the role. Oh, do it again. You know, like, he's being
hang
cocky
on.
with
No,
it.
you can't just make Andrew's impression the same as your impression of me. That was just your
I
impression
only do
of me.
one impression.
Oh, right. Okay, fair
Also,
enough.
I'll do Puppet Andrew then, shall I? Yay! That was the noise of the people listening, watching this going, hey, he's back. I think it would stop all the few people going, they're really excited to see how you would react to seeing Puppet Jack. Like you,
Well, it's not
because
real.
apparently you've been so far away.
Well, it's not
from each
real,
other.
but
Oh,
it's
it's
not-
from the family, Jack.
Aye. But it's not sentient, is it? It's not a real thing with emotions and that.
Dear Jack, I sent you a letter the other day and you did not respond. Sorry. Anyway,
Was that
enough of
Stan?
Yeah. It's just Andrew in the background doing the tears of love. Oh, I can't do that. So, yes, Andrew getting chopped.
Fair. Good
He
shout.
took it like a man. Very impressed. He's still healing it up despite looking like a pepper army afterwards. Yeah, taking his lumps.
But he's a sadist, isn't he? Did you see the
Yes.
delight in his face
man.
before he did it?
I enjoyed it as well.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, no, it ran
It's
out.
gone. It's gone.
What was that?
Yes,
Young
it's
Jamie,
not a
what's going on?
JPEG. It's a video of a still image.
Did you see the delight in Pacitti eyes when he was about to chop him? He went like,
To be
he looked
fair,
like Dick Dastardly.
Andrew put him through the ringer by
he didn't.
winning the money, the Hell in the Smell thing.
I believe that was a wager concocted by Adam Pacitti.
Was it?
I don't know.
Oh, fair play.
I can't actually remember.
The heel does get their comeuppance in the professional.
I can't remember
wrestling.
Cultaholic canon very
They're
well.
both heels.
They are both heels.
Well, like WCW, everyone's a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shades of grey.
That was a good Hall of Fame, lads. I'm trying to end this segment. I don't know how it
I think we should do it again next week. The video for Andrew, because we've got like former professional wrestlers like Ricky Yan in the room here.
Yeah.
There was a few comments saying they were sad that Ricky Yan didn't get to chop him, being a former professional wrestler. Who else missed out last week? He missed out.
I missed out.
You missed
my
out.
God, excuse me. Just a
Urban
horrible bear.
disgusting.
Sorry. It was a total accident as well. It wasn't like a show-offy masculine one where someone goes like, brah. It was actually an accident. I'm very demure usually.
But Andrew went through nine chops last week, and it could have been upwards of 25. How many people work here now?
Yeah, quite a lot.
There's
But they're
16
not,
upstairs.
obviously not all back in yet.
Not all back in, so yeah.
You know what they should have done? Had Triple Jump come in and chop him.
I think
That'll
one of them
give you
did.
integrity.
Liam did. One of the editors did.
No,
He
but
was
like
in.
all of them.
All of them.
Not just Triple.
You
Jump
see,
as well.
Ben's got a bit of.
Oh, no,
he's got a bit of muscle to him. He could have, but I think he's too kind.
Yeah, I think Ben would rather stub a cigarette out on Andrew than chop him.
Oh,
That sort of guy.
Scott Hall, hey yo.
And then go
That's
back
worse,
to
surely.
go back to my jag. Ben doesn't know the jag. I just assume he does.
Do
in
you
my
see
head.
Ben as like a
Put on some
classy,
sunglasses afterwards.
He's just a classy gentleman, isn't he? But with a bit of a dark undertone. Do you get that vibe from Ben?
I get that
do.
from
surprised you
Peter
said
more
it.
than Ben.
Do you? Interesting.
But then I know Ben more slightly than Peter. I know them both, obviously. But I think I know Ben a bit more.
I think Peter said two things to me. One was, thank you for me holding the door to him. And the
That's
other one was,
nice.
no, thank you, I'm allergic to chocolate.
He is. Never trust a man who's allergic to chocolate.
Never trust a man who doesn't wear knee pads.
That's right.
Dick Golden Balls.
Oh, we'll get to him later
We'll
on.
get to him later on.
On that happy note, that was the Hall of Fame. Your three picks are the reminders.
The pitter patter of
That's it. I'm trying to think. I was saying the pitter patter.
Sting.
Pitter patter.
Pitter bread.
Sting's Pita Bread.
Sting's pitter bread.
Mine is Here in Your Arms by Hello Goodbye.
That's
All
right.
one word. Hello Goodbye.
Hello, goodbye. And Andrew getting chopped. That's the best way to put it. So I'm having to think how you word these now, because we know that people just read the descriptions and go, who's Rain the cow?
Yeah, it's like making a YouTube title.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can we get the most
Rani
clicks?
the cow! Exclamation mark.
Huge shock by Rani the cow.
Breaking news.
You won't believe
What
the
Rani the cow has
here.
said now. Oh, that silly cow. When will he learn it?
Cows are girls. I just
Oh,
realised.
of course they are, yes.
Hang on, is Rani a woman?
Yeah.
Did we ever specify
Male.
the sex of Rani? That doesn't matter anyway now. Rani's lost. I'm
Whatever
afraid.
sex it is, it's getting plenty of it, being
Yeah.
a celebrity. So you can vote for the Hall of Fame by going to patreon.com/cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling. Ha!
This week in the bloody wrestling.
Bloody week in the wrestling. And let me say, right, I saw a video recently. ICW put up a video where they go around interviewing different wrestlers and like figures from the promotion, right? Jen's one of them. And they ask them silly questions from the internet. It's just a bit of a montage, you know, where they go through and they're like, what superpower could you have? Like questions like that, right? But one of them is, what's the biggest animal you think you could take in a fight? And they're all saying stuff like, oh, like a good sized chicken. Like they're all doing funny answers. It just cuts to Jen and she just goes, a panda. And then it just moves on. I'm like, so I messaged her saying like, I'll read out the conversation. It was a 2-line conversation. I messaged her saying, you think you could beat a panda in a fight? And she just put, I think so, full stop. I was like, oh, Jesus. Is she actually serious? Wow.
I like her confidence.
See, I don't think. I think our confidence is misplaced. 'Cause a
Same.
panda would be in a tree and it would fall out the tree and just kill her anyway. Just the process of falling on top of her.
Aye, if there's tactics involved. But if it was in a ring,
There's an Instagram reel thing where it's just pandas falling. You know that thing on TikTok where it's like the wee, that one, where it makes the wee noise over and over again.
I don't know the wee one. No.
Wee, just pandas falling off of big things.
I know. Sail. That one I know.
do they
Sail.
land safely? Are they doing it
A
on
few
purpose?
years ago, it was like do sail, and then swing falls.
Ah,
Do they fall deliberately?
no, they're just climbing trees and whatnot and getting the bamboo and They're mostly in zoos, I think, and they're all like, it's like they're falling through wrestling tables. It's a heartbreakingly fantastic video. I feel terrible for the pandas in the video, but they do fall well, like Mick Foley, but pandas.
Yeah.
I googled it, and pandas are like they're normally very calm and stuff, but they can actually be very dangerous. So I don't know what she's on about there.
So there you go. If you see a panda, run away.
Book Jen versus a panda.
If you see a panda.
That's at the next Shug's house party. Main event, Jen versus a panda. And we'll see who wins.
Just one, aye.
Oh, just one needed.
Yeah. Like, we can't book any wrestlers right now, but there's nothing saying we can't bring over pandas.
They'll fly in Chris Pontius in a panda suit.
Yes.
Oh, Jen would batter him. I don't doubt that. Yeah, he's older now.
He's a wild boy. One of the two wild
He
boys.
is.
Of the Wild Boy family, yes. Wrestling.
So much.
SmackDown, there's a lot to go into, so
much
moving on
wrestling.
from pandas. SmackDown, Vince McMahon opens the show, asking the live crowd, which is roughly translated as, where the hell have you been?
Oh, I miss you guys. Oh, it's nice you've come back. Give me your money now.
Spend money.
Somebody pointed out that Vince and Cody took the two return pops of the live crowd when they came back. They were the two big ones. Fair play.
Wrestling has more than one royal family, Jack. Yeah. Roman teams up with the Usos to beat Edge and the Mysterios in a 6-man tag match. Afterwards, the bad guys try to do a beatdown, but Edge comes back in with a chair and makes Roman tap to the crossface, doing the wacky face.
He did.
Genuine goosebumps, I tell thee, when Roman Reigns' entrance theme hit at the start, because that was like the first big pop back that wasn't Max Caster. So far, Max Caster's pops have been the best pops of wrestling, but Roman's was fantastic on SmackDown this week. But I've went kinky in my notes here. Dom can take a good beating, can't he? Bet he's proper kinky in the bedroom. Edge's gear was sex on legs. His wrestling wasn't far behind. That's what I've got written down there.
Were you typing with one hand?
I was young Jamie in it, Dick in the other. But obviously Edge and Ray do a lot of tandem tag team offense because they've got history, and I like that they haven't forgotten about that.
I like that as well.
SmackDown 2K2.
That's right.
Up in the 2K2.
That's right. That's what we did. Okay, kids, what year is it? We got 2K2. Do you remember?
No.
Oh, you weren't born.
I think is it Pam Beasley on The Office who does that? Up in the 2K2. What up, the 2K2? Does that mean New York or something like that? I've got no idea. America is a faraway land, isn't it? A faraway land.
Not far away enough. I also like the idea of Edge making someone do a crazy face.
But what was the point,
Because
though?
he has such a crazy face.
He was taking on Reigns in a singles match where he could not. I'm not going to go down that route again. I've been doing it all in every video going, he couldn't stick his pull down Roman's throat if he wanted to. He would break the rules. He would get DQ'd. Maffew.
Just to weaken him ahead of the show.
What's the point, though?
Or to weaken him ahead of the show so he can win the Universal title and get the winner's share of the purse.
Doesn't use his teeth to wrestle, does he?
No, but...
And you're not going to weaken those teeth anyway, are you? Those veneers are strong.
No, but it must hurt.
I bet it does.
I don't know. It's
What,
just...
having a pole shoved down you?
Hasn't... Yeah.
We still sticking in with the euphemisms. I can't tell
Ooh,
anymore.
missus.
Hasn't Edge got just so much rage? I took it as the rage that he's got.
He does have a lot of rage, aye.
Despite still calling himself the ultimate opportunist, he's not being opportunistic. He's just being angry. Which is fair enough.
He is a father now.
Yeah.
Crucial difference between this run and the last one.
Yeah,
He has the kids.
that's right. Middle-aged and crazy.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn tries to get the crowd to chant justice for Sami. He threatens to hijack the show, but is interrupted by Finn Balor and his massive fan base. Balor beats up Sami and poses.
Maffew.
They were cheering for him.
Yeah, they were.
You're not part of NXT anymore. Yay!
That was some of the news this week. Apparently he couldn't hear his music, therefore didn't know when to walk out. Finn Balor on this week's SmackDown.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he just stood backstage and they're like, go on then, Finn, get out there. And he was like, I don't know where to go. I've gone there. The Irish accents are back, everybody.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Apparently he looked up at the back of the Tron or something that could see his graphic was there, so that's how he knew to get out there, because the crowd was that deafening. But the crowd I've got to say thanks to the crowd, because they didn't play along with Sami. They booed the heel and it added to the segment. Right. It was fantastic. Good on you for not chanting justice for Sami.
That's one thing I've been noticing. Not I think probably more so than the action this week is seeing how people are reacting to stuff that's happening.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Because they've kind of been guessing and kind of been using some fake noise, and people have been pointing out, hey, they're still using some bits of fake crowd when they can, and people going, they've always done this. Sorry to break it to you, even on live shows. So we'll get onto that soon. But yes, people like Finn, and they don't like Sammy, and thankfully they haven't been cheering Roman.
Yeah,
that was a worry.
That was really
like,
good.
Please don't cheer. Don't be like the AEW crowd and cheer Kenny when you're supposed to be booing him. Like, please boo Roman.
He reacted really well to the boos as well. He was loving it. He's been waiting for this to get the appropriate response for years.
And even if he does get cheers, all he used to go was like, why would you cheer it? Where was this reaction 6 years ago?
It must feel like smoking for Roman. I don't know if Roman smokes, but like him giving it back to the crowd who's been giving it to him for so long. And I just be like, it's like you at the start of every segment, just like, I boo back to you too. Feels nice to give it back.
And putting it out on Andrew's chest like that.
That was the noise of Andrew's chest at the end. To skip ahead, at the Money in the Bank match of Edge, there's a bit where I think he's got Edge in a chinlock or something. The crowd's like, you can't wrestle or you suck. And he just goes, I'm winning.
I thought I was unbelievable. Imagine chanting, you can't wrestle at Roman Reigns. Wrestling fans,
like, I'm doing it now.
Yeah. And he is really good. But I thought it was interesting that Balor was doing the old poses. It was less Prince and more whatever he was before. What was he before? Balor Club.
The boy in like New Japan and that.
No, in the main roster WWE, like the watered down Finn Balor, who was just like pose and get me groin out a bit. And
God, you know what? When you said it was less Prince, I genuinely thought like artist formerly known as Prince, and you're going to say another musical artist.
It was less Prince. It was more James Brown.
Yeah.
More dancing, yeah. Dave Grohl, by the way.
Oh.
Dave Grohl, you heard it? He's been doing falsetto, I think it's called. Like the Bee Gees.
Yes.
He's been singing along with like Bee Gees songs and whatnot, but like really well.
Yeah.
It's a weird time to be alive hearing that. Didn't know what to do with myself.
Oh, he is a singer though.
But he's getting up there. The pitch, I can't get up there. Let's try a bit of falsetto.
No.
Jack, go on.
Can I have a moment? Can you?
Of course you can. Staying alive. I can't do it.
Woo!
Try and actually say a word though, because I can go.
Woo! Yeah. It's easy.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
Let Spooky Ghost more Bee Gees. There we go.
Staying alive. Oh, it's hard. It's harder. Yeah, that was.
Over to you,
hard.
Maffew.
Oh, it's going to go well. God, well, it's going to break like Nana's ankles.
I'm looking
Jesus.
forward to this.
Staying alive.
He can do it.
Oh, wow. I've not tried those notes in a while. Wow, the impressions from Poe Jack are even better now.
I've never heard your voice anything approaching like that. That was amazing. That was like watching a wrestler being unmasked. That was crazy.
Let's never do it again. Shotzi and Tegan beat Italian Tamina in another non-title match. While guest commentators Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega get into a fight on the outside. There's a post-match brawl with Liv standing tall.
Give these lasses a title shot. Poor Shotzi and Tegan. They've beaten the champions now twice. I still went a bit British strong. They've beaten the champions twice now. Bit Grealish. The Brummy accent's cool now because of British strong style and Jack Grealish. No, they need a title shot and they should probably win because I've just nothing against obviously Tamina and Natalia. I said that as if Ross was Tamina. But I'm not. They don't do anything for me as champions.
They've been. I was about to say castrated there, but that's the wrong word to use, isn't it? Entirely. They've been. How could you
nullified? Diluted.
Shafted.
Okay.
How could you watch WrestleMania, right? And the organic reaction Tamina got, and then just turn her heel for no reason straight away after WrestleMania?
But then Natalia was high-fiving people on the way out. They don't know whether they're heels
she's
or
always
faces.
confused, Natalia, isn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she is.
She deserved that. We'll get onto that in a little bit.
But she was a bit of a silly goose at the end of this match, I thought. But she should know better being a veteran of the squared circle.
I thought Liv was going to win Money in the Bank, but then she stood tall and I thought, oh, she still might. And then on the pre-show of Money in the Bank, she was like crying on the pre-show. Like they were like, how do you feel to be in this match? She was like, I'm just so emotional, I can't believe it. And then I was like,
right, pop up going like,
no.
It's a Gary Lineker joke.
I'll have a word with her. I got it. But then I was like, oh, well, now it seems like she's definitely going to win. But it was all a decoy. The Liv decoy. Couldn't believe it.
Me neither. Neither could she. Bianca Belair successfully defends her title against Carmella, who was replacing the injured Bayley. Yeah,
That was fine.
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was cool.
Fine.
Although the hair whip wasn't as good as the one Sasha took. Sasha didn't bottle it in the slightest. She was like fully, I'm Sasha Banks. Carmella, I mean, I would. I don't want to get whipped by a braid, but
All I heard there was Carmella. I would.
no, man, no.
You've just made a grave mistake.
But it was a good match though.
I reckon it was Carmella's best singles match in the WWE. It was a triple threat that she had with
Yeah,
Charlotte, wasn't
Charlotte
it?
and Becky, I think.
Charlotte and Becky.
She was flying
Was that
around
on
the ring.
SmackDown?
It might have been at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
It
No,
was,
it was a SmackDown triple threat.
wasn't it the one after? Wasn't it the one where Becky turned on Charlotte after finally and hit her?
Turned on Charlotte?
No, turn.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I've had
carry
a
on, Cultaholic.
Hey, did it.
Meh.
But it was her best singles match, I thought,
Fair
so
enough.
far. I thought it was a nice contrast to styles, but I did think there was a little composure from Bianca. She was frantic. Tick, 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 tick. Was that you?
It was me. Instinctively. You start doing that, that's on top of me foot. Sorry.
But a nice contrast to styles and Carmella's best singles match so far. It was good.
Yeah.
Bianca's pop was good as well.
Yes. Chad Gable brags backstage about how Otis is going to beat Cesaro tonight. Cesaro shows up and insults Otis, who beats him up.
Beats him up.
Their match goes ahead anyway, and Gable jumps in for the DQ. Otis beats down Cesaro again. Poor Cesaro.
Yeah.
Or,
I'm annoyed.
good for you, Otis, you versatile performer. It was proven to be good the other way. He was silly and he was good, and now he's a arse-kicking boulder, and he's good as well.
He is good.
Yeah.
He is good, but he was better as a face, though. I've got to say. Like what you feel about Tamina, how could you turn her heel after that? I feel the same about Otis.
I don't mind it me, Jack.
Okay.
Just coming from a fat lad's perspective. When we're in the wrestling, specifically WWE, we have to be silly and we have to be goofy and we have to be laughed at and we have to be made fun of, like with the Mandy story. And apparently that was a rib on Tino Sabatelli. I've seen Tucker saying in the press this week, which just it's because they're fat and not lifting muscles and whatnot. So it's nice to see Otis being fat and just kicking people in the face. Go on, the fat lads.
I eat like a fat lad, so I concur. And I'll say this, Otis surprised the hell out of me, because when he turned bad, I went, heel Otis? That's ridiculous. And I was like, a few months later, I'm like, oh, he's good, like, him and Gable, because they started off being like, I'll teach you how to be a good wrestler. And I was like, okay. And then he has, and it's like, oh no, what have you done?
I wish they would explain it a bit more as well, because I saw him on the bump just after he cut his hair off. And apparently they're telling a story with their look and going back to what they looked like when they were doing the amateur wrestling and the Olympic competitions and stuff like that. But they don't say that on SmackDown, and I think that's a big plot point we're missing off there.
Yeah, they should
haven't got the
provide
time.
more.
He's too busy beating up Cesaro to explain himself. So, no, I think it's exactly what you're going to get with Cesaro. Like him, love his matches and stuff, but it's, at this point, getting excited for, Cesaro push. I'm like, how many times do you have to get told it's not going to happen?
Poor Cesaro.
Yeah. Baron Corbin complains about his life going to pieces since losing his crown. He set up, he set up a crowdfunding page and only needs $100,000. Kevin Owens comes out and gives him a stunner.
I'm liking it, to be honest. I'm liking where it's going.
I like him coming out and being, my life's crap.
Yeah.
When Rick Boogs comes out, rubs it in, it ruins it. But
Yeah.
him, Baron Corbin's been like, my life sucks. And my hair's growing back. I'm like, oh no, your hair's growing back.
I wish he would ham it up a bit more, though, because to me, when I was just listening to him, he's got the same cadence that every Baron Corbin promo does. I am Baron Corbin, and I'm sad. It's always like cadence, isn't it? But if you type in CorbinFun.com, it's literally just a picture of the graphic they showed on SmackDown. Because I saw on Twitter somewhere someone saying that apparently people are trying to donate to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's type it in and see what you see. But you can't do it officially through that. So unless someone set one up by themselves and are just going to take the $100,000 they maybe raise.
How bad would that be if he accidentally put up a real fund thing and they donated $100,000? Because then WWE would take it from him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would.
So it's like, no,
That's a
I
third
really
party.
am playing. I'm a poor person playing the role of a poor person on SmackDown.
I wonder what the end game is here. Do they have one in mind? Or do you think it's just...
Well,
He's like on the outside after losing another match. He's like, oh. And he was like a winning lottery ticket on the outside. He's become, and like, wow, are you going to remember all the life lessons you've learned? How you respected the fact that the value of $1? He goes, no! That's why he does the cars and becomes an arsehole
They
again.
need to get Cameron Grimes involved.
Yeah.
That'll be the thing.
Oh.
Yes.
They did trademark Happy Corbin, didn't they, a while ago?
Yeah,
So
they did.
whatever that's going to be. Maybe he's going to enter a golf competition and win. And get his fortune back that way.
Yeah.
But
Uses his hand to an alligator.
it is nice how he's playing it up on Instagram, I see, because he's like, I used to eat Wagyu beef, and now I don't.
I don't know why. It's like, I'm really miserable. But it says a lot about us. Main event is a fatal four-way between Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Big E, and Nakamura. King Nakamura. Rollins wins after hitting the stomp on Big E and celebrates by pulling down the briefcase above the ring.
Oh, don't do that. Bad omen.
He tempts fate, the most cruel of mistresses, scourge of mortal men, and gambler of souls. Tremble not in the face of fate, young man, but do not meet its gaze, lest thy end will be a cruel and curious one.
I just got a bit poetic towards the end. I'll be honest, I was
That's
a bit
beautiful, thank you.
I was a bit delirious when I was writing it, and I just got bored of SmackDown, so I was like, I'll just do a bit of Shakespeare at the end.
I mean, you were right, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you wrote all that, but it was true.
Cheers.
Is there a thing someone's done with the comparison of all the times someone on the pre-Money in the Bank's gone up and grabbed it, and the ratio of who's actually won it since?
Somebody should,
Uh,
just for next year.
yeah.
It'll make predicting a lot easier. But it was a nice red herring seeing, I don't know why I said that like that, red herring seeing Big E pinned on the go home SmackDown.
It does keep you guessing and speculating, though.
Does I?
Because I never get it right.
I thought I got it right this year. I thought he was the standout, but then they knock you down and bring you back up. Oh, that scoundrels.
I feel like the past few years, they've not given it to one of the front runners. They've given us like a mid-pack, like mid-level. But this time they went with the right person.
Unless Brock Lesnar comes back and ruins it.
Oh,
Hey,
good time,
I was
though.
scared about that happening potentially this week. Like Drew maybe getting knocked out like he did, and then Brock comes and takes his place.
Well, we'll see.
Something like that. We'll speak about that later, but I thought it was a good match. Owens was a bit silly, I thought. I liked Kevin Owens better when he was the wrestler who thought he was the modern-day cerebral assassin. He thought more than all the other wrestlers, but that was naive and stupid, doing an elbow drop a few days before Money in the Bank. Oh, I'm on Kevin. Big picture, pal. Big picture.
He's kind of in limbo at the minute, Owens. He's
He
so
is.
floating around like a ghost of SmackDown. It's weird.
Going, tempt ye not the mistress of fate. And that leads us to Money in the Bank. Pre-show, the Usos beat the Mysterios to become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It was a very good match. The crowd loved it. It makes sense that they're going to keep them on SmackDown because there was literally no one else for the Mysterios to lose the titles to. It is part of this long-term thing that they are doing. And for once, it actually looks like long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
Unlike the Raw stuff, which is like, it's long-term because we were 5 minutes ago. But at the same time, what was that punishment for Jimmy? Oh, it was backstage on TV when Roman went, oh, you.
Yeah, and then the camera zoomed in on him.
And it was like, wah, wah,
weird.
wah. And
It was
then
a weird
it
bit.
was like moved on. You're like,
But
okay.
if you can sort of, just looking at it just as the story, though, it is the right decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just for the story. I'm just saying for the story.
And they can slap him on the wrist down the line, can't they? Because apparently that's apparently the reason I saw on the dirty sheets that they're keeping him around because they don't want to scupper the Rock's plans because Jimmy's obviously going to be involved in that. So slap him on the wrist down the line. Well, a bit more than that. It's not the first time it's happened, is it? I think I don't want to speak out.
I can't believe Cena and The Rock, our views are going to increase. It's going to be class. It's good for us. Buzzing.
I wouldn't be so sure. But it was weird.
Wait, Raw ratings weren't anything to go by yet, but we'll see.
I feel a bit bad for Ray and Dom though, because they got the titles. Now I thought everyone was on board at the time. I certainly was, and then they didn't get to do anything on Father's Day around that time. I remember that. And then Dom got murdered by Roman, and they just didn't have a reign, did they? So it could have been a lot more than it was, and I feel a bit sorry for them.
I think because they've had that then go into the Hell in a Cell thing, and it's just been Ray and Roman, and then the Dom bomb to the outside and stuff like that. So they've been doing stuff not necessarily as a tag team, so that's been all right. And also, what a lovely introduction they got going through the portal. Just going, you know what we all miss? Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Now we're going to the portal, teleporting. Whoosh.
Is that how? What was the story there with that? Where was the other side of the portal? Where
I've got
was
no
that?
idea where they were. I don't know.
Is that
Just
like
backstage.
down the road in Mexico? And that's how
Yeah,
they-
that's
I think that was assumption.
their version of the Channel Tunnel.
It was nice. Dom was wearing that. Geez, I don't know if
Slapjack.
Slapjack's mask,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Aye? With a bit of red paint on.
Oh, for a slapjack.
So that ruins our idea of Slapjack running around going, "That's right, it's me, Slapjack of Retribution." People going, "Mate, that's over." You're damn right, I'm over. Nikki Ash wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
ASH.
That's right, ASH. Because nobody noticed her pulling down the briefcase. This was interesting. This watching just the introductions and seeing who's over. Naomi, who's done bugger all other than just exist and be good and everything with the wrestles. Got a lovely, loud reaction.
She's fun. She's
Nikki didn't get any. It was like,
Yeah,
all
she
right.
did.
No, when she made her entrance,
Did
there
she
wasn't.
not?
Maybe
No, she
maybe on the Peacock she didn't get anything, but they didn't get any video either. And Alexa Bliss got like, "Hey, we like you." Then they did hypnosis bit, and there wasn't cheers, there wasn't boos. It was just like, okay.
Alexa was cool during the entrances. She stood on the middle rope for the whole time. I was like, wow.
She got a big pop when she entered as well. But,
Yeah.
a small part of me wanted to see like all of what Alexa Bliss has done over the past 6 months with a crowd, just to see what it would have been like, just to see how loud the boos would have been. Because that, as you said, that how the crowd who were hot and then were all of a sudden freezing when she started going, oh, it was fantastic.
She got buried under a pile of ladders, and she deserved that.
Yeah.
Natalia telling off the front row.
Yeah.
She
Buried by
deserved
ladders. You won't believe what ladders doing backstage again, abusing the power. And also, Zelina Vega's pop seemed to be, yay,
Yes, you know.
like, oh yeah.
It's just surreal to see her after everything that happened. Yeah.
Good match though.
It was,
That was good.
Alexa Bliss is. I like Alexa Bliss when she's not doing magic and just doing like
Creepy.
hard. The creepy stuff was good on the ladder, but like the harder offense, I think it's nice. A bit of a just like slapping people a bit harder and stuff and doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the big spots during the match, but
It was more of a character match.
Yeah.
There wasn't
Yeah.
any. Nikki did a dive off a ladder into the ring, but there wasn't anything like.
Naomi
like in
did the
men's
splits
one.
on the ladder.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
But the finish was a bit weird, but it was different.
It's the underdog in it. The underdog
Yeah.
just stealing it.
She's
right
stolen
there.
one.
But I hope they tone it down with like we can all be our own
All they won't.
superheroes.
They'll only get.
I know that we need characters for the kids and whatnot, but like I don't know even if the kids would be like, yes, Nikki, I will be a superhero too. I hope they go down more of the Hurricane route and like ironic, like harken back to 60s superhero thingies.
Maybe.
That could work. I think it's one of these things that's going to get a really loud reaction by the crowd, and I'm going to be like, okay, I'm glad you guys like it. But yeah, Nikki's great and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pleased for her. Definitely.
And the match itself, it was different to what we got later on. I think sometimes they try and do like, let's do it like this, and he's like, no, I'm burnt out now. So yeah. Real reason for the Money in the Bank win revealed. Nikki has been getting praise from WWE management for the hard work she puts in and for coming up with her new gimmick. Vince McMahon is said to be happy with it and proud of her for thinking outside of the box. Ooh. This Money in the Bank win is seen as a thank you from management. I think like she went, all right, what's he like? What's his frame of reference? The 40s. Yes, I'm going like the spirit. Oh, I love that.
I think there's something to that because there's always been that thing about the Mighty Mouse character that Vince loves, and he tried to make War Geordie Pack in his little cape, his little purple cape when he arrived, and there's been countless other examples, and I think I get that sort of vibe from her, like superhero. She's not but she's a small lady, isn't she? In comparison to Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley and people like that. So I reckon there's something to that.
Do you think the Pac gimmick would have worked if Pac had any idea what he was talking about? You could be Mighty Mouse, you could be small and nimble and save the day. And Pac's like, Reed?
I'll be Jerry.
Yeah, aye. Mouses, aye. Cartoon animals, aye.
Which
Great.
other mice do we have over here?
Well, Jerry's American.
Jerry's American. Well, he's on TV, wasn't he? Tom
Yeah,
and Jerry
yeah, we had-
kids.
yeah.
They were a stable.
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse.
Oh, Danger, aye.
Was any mice in Arthur?
Possibly. There was a lot of animals in Arthur.
They're all animals.
I can't think of any more mice off the Pikachu. Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
it's electric
doesn't really
rodent.
count. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's it. So do you think if Vince McMahon said, you'll be Pikachu? Pac like, oh, yeah, all right. Aye.
I'd be
I'm pure electric, me. Like
All right.
that's my I don't know much about
I'm
Pikachu.
buzzing. AJ Styles and almost beat the Viking Raiders to retain the Raw Tag Team titles. What do you think of this match, Jack?
You know what? I really liked it, actually. I love the dynamic of AJ and Omos. And this one they told a different story as well, because usually it's been AJ getting beaten up a lot and then tags in Omos who wins. But this one, they were a team. They were working together to get the job done. Like Bob the Builder. And yeah, I liked it. And also, I was really relieved that they won, because I like the Viking Raiders when they were cool, but I don't like them now. It's not their fault, but I'm glad they lost.
They showed clips. Was it on Money
Of
in the Bank on
the-
Raw?
there was-
Like,
that was the
we're
build-up.
we're
That
the
was-
hysterical
Right, that was
series
the
with the Street
build-up.
Profits. I went, oh,
Why would you
God.
remind people of
That was
that?
the build-up to the match.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything to do with the feud
That's
with
right.
AJ and Omos. It was all like, look at them bowl, look
Remember
at them
these-
fly, look at them throw axes.
Look, it's Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mighty Mouse. But yeah, that's fair enough. It worked because the crowd was really loud for it, but hasn't the whole dynamic been changed and thrown off? Isn't the whole thing AJ going, why are you on it, and tagging out Omos, and they're the bad guys, but the crowd are cheering them. So what they were going for originally doesn't work anymore.
They love them. Yeah, it's weird. But I like them as well.
Yeah.
Omos is
Working.
getting a lot better though, isn't he? I know that
He is.
it's hard to say that because like when they've had him in the ring so far, he's just been doing fee, fi, fo, fum, plonk. But now he's actually doing like proper moves and stuff.
He was much quicker than I thought.
And
on
Kevin
his feet.
Nash.
I was about to say, yeah.
Kevin Nash has been training him. We
Really?
found out during that fantastic
Oh,
episode
wait.
of Broken Skull Sessions.
He's
Loved
been
it.
training him.
Been training Omos, yeah.
So in a few years' time, Omos is going to be rich and have done nothing
The
for anyone
the
else.
best part of that,
Almost
that
stroking
thing,
his hair.
Stone Cold was like, so what was it like working for TNA? That was my Stone Cold impersonation. And Kevin was like, get this right. I drove down the road 70 miles. I went in there, did a 6-man tag, went across the road, had 2 cheeseburgers, and got paid $15K. I love Kevin Nash, me.
Mate, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't exactly true, but it's Kevin Nash.
I aspire to be like him when I'm an older man.
I want to be 6'10" as well. When I'm older, I'll be fine.
I don't think
Just
any
the
of
way-
us can
Pump
pull
into
off being
things.
Just
Kevin
the
Nash.
way he is, though. He is right. He is Big Daddy cool.
Yeah. He is. He's who he says he is.
When there was a bit where Austin was saying something. Oh, he was talking about the black glove, and he said he said it
yeah.
was like the Olympic, like the Black Power thing on the podium, and Austin was like, but it wasn't a political statement though, and Kevin just went, yeah, it was. I was like, ah.
He also moved on very quickly.
Yeah.
Now that was, what was it, like an hour and a bit? It could have been 9 hours.
They definitely cut out a lot because I've
yeah.
never seen that before in Broken Skull sessions where they like to fade to black and then start again.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of he was speaking about Vince McMahon's house, wasn't he? And then
Yeah,
it cut to
cool.
black and like, oh, how are you kind of tease us like that?
There's a lot of stuff I'd heard before. I hadn't heard the story about how, like, damn son, when you found out you're going to win the title. And he went, well, he'd been in Germany and they had all the beer, but then the thing broke, the power to it. They went, well, so we're going to get warm or drunk.
Yeah.
So he drank all of them and he went, then I had a fantastic match to like 30 beers. And then Vince McMahon says, like, Vince McMahon needs to see you at his house. And him going, oh, wow, Vince is a professional. He's going to fire me face to face for getting drunk in Germany and having a horrible match. He goes, we'll put the belt on you. Oh, hey. Bobby Lashley destroys Kofi Kingston and is still WWE champion. Gutted.
It was like medicine. It wasn't nice to take, but it was the right thing.
Wow. That was good.
Cheers, thank you. It was like medicine. It wasn't good. It was the most basic thing, but thank you though. Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for Lashley. Sucked for Kofi. But one step closer to getting Kofi going, you know what? Maybe I will join the Hurt Business.
Oh no, I don't think. I think there's no Hurt Business.
No.
Big E. It's all to build a Big E, surely.
Yeah, I think this is a Big E will avenge Kofi and Xavier because Xavier's been wiped out, hasn't he, as well by Bobby. So there's
Yeah, he's dead.
2 down, 1 to go in the New Day. So maybe I don't know because Big E, I like his Big E can cash in on either, can't he? Doesn't need to be traded.
It's a choice.
So yeah, he can cash in on Bobby and win the big one.
Do you think he'll do that before the thing that happens on Raw? So we get big, slappy, meaty
I
men.
hope so.
Oh,
But there's always that-
long-term storytelling.
There's always the risk, isn't there?
Oh.
Because I still I'm turning into arc right now. Yeah, like, open all hours. There's always that threat of Saudi Arabia coming back, the spirit of Saudi Arabia and Goldberg defeating the Fiend. Imagine how, because I was invested in the Fiend, but I'm a lot more invested in Big E. I think I'd leave Cultaholic if he lost.
I wouldn't blame you.
Before you were like, I'm not going to make any ridiculous statements like I'll leave my heart. But
I think if Big
though.
E cashed it on Goldberg and Goldberg somehow won and kept the title, I would leave Cultaholic. I will set myself on fire.
Remember this, everyone.
There we go. Sorry, diddlers of Cultaholic on Twitter. Definitely not going to cut that out. Charlotte Flair beats Rhea Ripley via submission to become Raw Women's Champion. Now, this got very good and the crowd got really into it, but I was really annoyed when this was happening because Charlotte Flair, after they got rid of Becky, and she waved to the crowd. Don't know what happened there. I'm like, wait, Charlotte's face?
No.
Has Charlotte been face this entire time?
No.
Heel,
Yeah.
definitely. She flipped off the crowd and told them to suck it.
Yeah, but the crowd were like, Charlotte,
No, they
Charlotte.
weren't.
Yeah. The one
Were
on,
they not?
the
Were
one on the
they?
version I watched on network.
No, they were going to
They faded
Rhea.
out
I
with
had
like Kevin
Rhea.
Nash.
I had Rhea chant.
I mean, some Rhea, yeah, but Charlotte was getting chants and cheers.
Really?
As
You
much
know
as,
what?
I would think as much as Rhea. Yeah, do you not think so?
I can't remember, but I'm not surprised because I love that from Charlotte Flair. When Charlotte Flair did that, I was like, go on, Charlotte. Because what are they going to do? Are they going to fire Charlotte Flair? Are they going to suspend Charlotte Flair? Are they going to upset Charlotte Flair? And she can go, I'll just go and join my husband in AEW then. They're not other. So her just taking liberties, I'm all here for it.
She's got that water pull.
She's like Kevin Nash.
She is.
Yeah.
She's big mammy. No, that's Raquel Gonzalez, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't give two women
She's
that
large
same
mother sound.
large mother sound. sounds like a festival or something. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. I think that this was maybe like the best Charlotte match I can think of. She was absolutely unreal in this match. And I've always been when it comes to like the four horsewomen, I've always been like Sasha's the best in ring, then Bayley and Becky, and then I'm always like, and then Charlotte. But this, I feel like I was wrong all this time because this was an unbelievable Charlotte match. I thought she was mint.
No, when she's on, she's on.
Oh yeah.
I felt vindicated during that match. I did.
But
How so?
but it was sad for Rhea Ripley. Sorry.
Yeah, it's sad for Rhea Ripley. I always say like you always forget how good Charlotte is just because of the way she's booked. I've learned this week. I need to say that word, booked, like that, not booked,
booked.
because it confuses Americans. I did a podcast with Denise Salcedo, and I was like, "Wait, Vince McMahon's booking's not very good, is it?" And she was like, "What? What did you say?" I was like, "Booking." She
said, what's your favorite horror film? Horror.
It's not Charlotte's fault, everybody, right? Just leave Charlotte alone. She's just doing what she's being told. She hasn't got Vince McMahon bent over a barrel with a strap on up his arse or something like that. We've gone there. That's gone straight to my head, let me tell you. She's just doing what she's being told. And if Vince McMahon's got a penchant for large, athletic women, that's not Charlotte Flair's fault. It's not her fault. She's large, tall, athletic, and a very good professional wrestler as well. She's fantastic. Leave her alone. Leave Charlotte alone. Free Charlotte Flair.
Even more titles for Charlotte Flair. Big E wins the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and everybody is very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
love
I
this
just,
match.
Trevor, as I like to call him, Ricochet, is a silly man.
Why do you call him Trevor?
That's his real name. I just think it's fine. You wouldn't expect Ricochet's real name to be Trevor. Hey, up there, Trev. Nice flip there, Trev. Nice Spanish fly there, Trevor. But yeah, I wish he could cut a promo. I wish he could, because like that, the crowd getting invested in what he was doing in that match, and I just love Sin Cara as well going on Twitter going, "We've seen that," because he got knocked off the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he actually? Did he do that?
He went on Twitter like, "We've seen this
I don't know
somewhere
that.
before." WrestleMania
I'm blocked
32.
by Sin Cara for some reason. I don't know why. I've got no clue why.
No, I'm blocked by a man. I do know why.
Oh, really? I don't know why I am.
Making fun of them.
Did you
for years.
besmirch Wolverhampton Wanderers?
But his one, we saw his one live.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was really good. Wasn't as good as Ricochet's
No.
one.
That's the thing. If you're going to copy someone,
Do better.
Just do it better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ricochet did that
He
really
planted
easily.
one foot on the thing and then jumped up. I was like, what? And then me and Andrew were in here watching it, and he was the one editing the video, and he did a marvelous job, by the way, I should say. But I in the video, I emphasize in the voiceover, I'm like, and Ricochet does a beautiful swan, and then I was expecting Andrew. He mustn't have been able to get a good image of him like in the middle of the swan dive. It's just him and a pile of bodies, and I was like, damn it! It wasn't Andrew's fault. I think he just couldn't. He was probably moving too fast to get a good screenshot.
That's how fast he was, man.
Aye.
It's like grease lightning. But he did the Sin Cara thing. I didn't even see. Whoops, I opened the mic. But the Young Bucks. Oh, that looks familiar. Cause
They said that as well.
yeah, because he did the. Oh, I'm on the
What?
ladder. I'm falling
Yeah,
off.
that was really cool.
I'll land on the ropes. Do a moonsault.
Nick Jackson did that off two ladders. One ladder toppled, then he went on the next ladder, and that one toppled,
Yeah.
and then he did. But it's not like they invent. It's not like them doing like the stunner. It's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be.
They're very
passed down.
protective of moves that they've all borrowed from Japanese female wrestlers from 20 years ago.
Give the jumping bomb angels.
I stole that move first, but no, I like this. Everyone got a chance to shine. John Morrison got to miss something off the top rope.
He was amazing as well.
Yeah, but apart from that little bit,
there was a drip off.
Him and Rollins.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the drip off.
Pair of drips.
Yes, I can't do that. And I didn't know who was going to win. And thankfully, we didn't get a bit where Drew got beat up, then bravely came back up. And by the way, it was good seeing him doing a backstage bit. And there were boos for him. It's like, oh, here we go. And here comes Drew. And he went, you know what? No story time. All beaten. It's like, yay.
Thank God for that, yeah. At least he acknowledged it because it was getting out of hand. I don't know who's been writing his promos for him. I just assume Bruce Pritchard all the time when it's bad now. Just listen to something to wrestle. Yeah. It just seems to be him all the time when it's bad.
Yeah, God. And his thing seems to be, oh, what? Somebody lost in their first appearance. Oh, God, at the end of the world, we're telling stories. And you're just going, you're not,
No,
though.
you're not, though. You never follow through with him, do you, Bruce?
Right. The story is, you're crap. And, very happy for Big E winning. Crowd loved it.
Yeah.
Very happy. Lots of bumps. Get in.
Yeah.
One of the best matches, Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time. I don't know if it's the best.
Ooh.
It's in the conversation, though, isn't it? For maybe second or third place.
Unfortunately,
I'm sure we've got a tier list on that.
Given who plays like a bit of a starring role in that match, Benoit. The first one for me is still the best one. Edge is so good.
No, the first one is really,
it's really
good.
Then the RVD one's not as good as I thought. I did a list for this, so I watched them all. The one Corbin one was actually really good. You've got
the one
so where
Corbin
AJ
one.
hung off the briefcase
AJ
and then
fell,
fell into
yeah.
the ring. And him and Nakamura had their stare down before the Mania match. Yeah, it was a good one as well.
That's when Kennedy giving Hornswoggle
The Green Bay Plunge.
Oh, that was called.
I think so. Where
See, the fan name of the Kennedy assassination was one that stuck around a lot longer than. Yeah.
Well, he's got him on his back and he does a front
Yeah.
flip. Yeah. That was really difficult. He had a narrow bit of landing.
Yeah.
There's been some good ones.
Yeah.
Wrestlers hate them being in them.
Oh, I bet they do,
Yeah.
but they don't mind dying for our pleasure.
Yeah.
So, and more power to you. And then Roman Reigns beats Edge after interference from Seth Rollins to retain the Universal title.
The Usos try to get involved as well, I should say, but the Mysterios
They did.
bravely cut them off.
They did. They came through the portal again. They got return tickets, all right. But I like the Roman Reigns big match. He does it very well. He's just wandering the ring and the crowd is just booing him. He's not even doing anything half the time. He's just like soak up the boos going.
Yeah, but look at him. It makes me sick looking at him too.
Yeah, he's a ridiculous man.
How the Lord above can give so much to one man, but so little to the rest of us.
He's probably, he's obviously maximised his potential. He's worked very hard at it to look like he does, but at the same time, hate him.
You've got to have that motivation, and he's been given that as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Been given mine, I reckon.
One arsehole. I hate him.
Yeah, so do I.
So why are you so small, Maffew? Because God gave my height to Roman Reigns. Huh? And you know what? He's doing a lot more of it than I would. And then, bloody Seth. With his bloody hair and his bloody lack of Money in the Bank title.
Drip.
Briefcase thing. His drip showed up, very upset. Didn't interfere.
Yeah, he's been doing this a lot recently, Seth.
He has.
It's going to lead to Seth Edge, isn't it? They brawled away.
Yeah.
Exit stage left.
Like, didn't they do a thing years ago with the Authority?
Yep.
Like, Seth was about the
Kill him?
He's about
yeah,
murder.
about a murder Edge, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a match of two halves. I thought it was a bit, because with just how personal it's been over the year, with Edge losing his singles opportunity at WrestleMania 37. It was a bit too wrestling match for me early on, but then it got good. I just wanted to get good earlier on.
Too much wrestling, but then the wrestling stopped and it got good.
Yeah, just go. She should have been a brawl from the start. Like Edge just trying to batter the poo out of Roman, but Roman just being like Ben Potter, that suave individual with a dark undertone. You want to take me down with a sleeper, do you, Roman? Oh, Edge, sorry. I've made a mess of it.
I'm talking to myself.
Roman when you said before, actually, you like the Roman main event match.
Yeah.
That makes me think I'm really excited for the Cena match because Cena can be the other half of that sort of match really, really well. He doesn't even need to be that good anymore. I'm sure he still will be pretty good, but he doesn't even need to be because it's all character stuff, and Cena's brilliant at that.
I'm more excited for the promos now because obviously that one they did on Raw a few years ago where Roman forgets his lines and John's like, "It's a promo, pal."
Yeah.
Get good at them, will you? And he just
Stay in your lane and all this.
pulls
like,
his pants down on national or international TV, and it's sad to see for Roman. You do feel bad for him, and now obviously he's come a hell of a long way, and he's found his character and all that stuff now. So I reckon it's going to be a good verbal joust.
There's going to be a lot of, when Roman finds something annoying and he winces, he's like, there's going to be a lot of that when Cena does something cheesy.
I'm waiting for Suicide Squad's not very good. Not compared to me being in the Fast and the Furious. No, it wasn't right.
I don't know.
No, it was.
I've lost track of who's in what.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, that was it. Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Oh, it's still in the Fast and Furious verse.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
But then Cena came back.
Yeah, and then a little very consequential moment. John Cena made his return, and he's so happy. He had brand new hair to go with his brand new cum rag, and it was it's like, what are you? And it was the Tom Campbell. John Cena, what are you doing here? That's mental. And then it went off the air.
Yeah. Pat McAfee trying to be funny for the lads. Where?
It was good though.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Just like Pat McAfee with, whose side is he on?
I think it was was that their second pay-per-view they've had together, Magellan?
Right.
Pat.
I saw a clip of Cole being on Pat's show. He zoomed Cole in. And they love each other now.
Yeah.
How far they've come since WrestleMania where Pat nearly walked off.
That was Cole being a stooge though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon won't like your shorts.
Well, that's the
Can't
sort
believe you
of
wearing shorts in this heat.
I can't believe that they've now become friends after that. That's the sort of behaviour where you'd be like, oh, what are you trying to get me in trouble? And if I was a former NFL player with lots of money, I'd be like, I would have done what Pat did.
To be fair though, if I was Michael Cole, I would be friends with Pat as well
I would
because
be friends with Pat.
completely rejuvenated his career.
Yeah.
Him and Pat are just fantastic.
Yeah. Cole's that guy that needs that daft dude next to him to warm himself up a Taz or
It is like SmackDown 2K2, isn't it? Up in the 2K2.
Yes. That's what they did. So on Monday Night Raw, John Cena opens the show and says he wants to challenge Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. He talks about how Roman is an overhyped gimmick, who isn't as over as he thinks, and that's coming from me, he
my
says.
God, insider terminology.
He says he'll be on SmackDown and has a quick exchange of bros with Riddle before leaving. I don't know why John Cena wouldn't go, by the way, I give my John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle approval to my friend Riddle here. He just goes, bro, like the birds from Finding Nemo, and then sods off. He's like, all right, cheers, mate.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
It was also weird. It was, he turns up on Raw and he goes, and I'll be on SmackDown. Bye.
Yeah.
It was nice to see him.
I thought it was clear to me that John Cena hasn't been keeping up with the product, as we like to say in the YouTube land, because he was like, if you're great, they tell you. We do, and I was like, we do tell Roman every week how good he is because he's been fantastic. This isn't 2017 where it's like Vince McMahon's telling him he's great. I thought it was a bit of an outdated promo from John at the start there.
Yeah, but he's a bad guy.
No, but like have a bit of self-awareness, John. You've sat there going, you're not as over as he thinks he is.
No, he is, though. John's wrong.
Yeah.
You've
had self-awareness there. Keep it going through.
But people like it when Cena says something like, work rate. Yay!
Heel turn. And he does that.
Yay!
Just insert
Double
himself.
juice. Yay!
Just insert himself into the match, doesn't he? He is a heel. He's a heel. I'm fully convinced. Fully convinced.
Are you watching Suicide Squad?
No.
I had no interest in it until I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, I'm watching
You're
that.
talking to the wrong people here.
I saw.
You don't watch like superhero stuff, do you?
It was
I don't know anything about Marvel. Really.
Me neither. Not at all. But I saw a clip off a chat show in America where Cena was. Was he dressed there? What's he wearing?
Oh, his outfits. I don't know the name of the character.
Sorry, DC. Suicide. Sorry, I just...
Peacemaker or something like that. But yeah, and he's
next to Margot Robbie, and Margot's like, I had a bloody standee of you in my boyfriend's bedroom for 2 years.
So you would stand over us? We
Watch
got it on.
me sleep, John. There.
And then Cena said, in fairness, I was wearing jean shorts, and no one laughed. And I'm like, yeah, well, oof.
What does that mean, John?
Yeah, I get it. But then,
jorts off of pedos. Is that what it meant?
I don't know, but let's say that's it. Yeah. Well, I was dressed as a nun's. Riddle is here. Oh, make
That is confusing, though, wasn't it? Like, what did he mean? Like, well, in my defense, I was wearing jorts. Jorts off of nonsense. There we go. That's what
Thanks
we'll
for
learn
the story,
today.
Gene Cena. Riddle is here to take part in a 6-man tag alongside the Viking Raiders, take on Omos, AJ, and John Morrison.
America's Most Wanted, John Morrison.
Oh, I did.
Drip, drip, drip,
Smart
drip,
that.
drip.
A little squirt of dripstick on Omos back. Oh, I don't hate when that happens. And frames Miz, which leads to a confrontation on the outside. Back in the ring, the Raiders pin Morrison for the win.
Vikings look really, really good here, which they needed after Sunday. Because obviously they did their role well in making Omos look massive and terrifying and AJ look skeeving and conniving and dirty and whatnot. But they just pulled out all their greatest hits here, and it was lovely. A lovely television match. I just wish, he keeps saying, in that guy there. I wish they were more like War Machine were back in the day. It just makes you think, you don't have to have... When you have a Viking, and a big fat Viking as well, like Ivar is, maybe. Not a big fat Viking. He's a big Viking, isn't he? Doesn't have to be a comedy actor.
Have you done all of that?
Huh?
You done all of that?
Yeah, nearly. I've drunk it too quickly, everybody. But it doesn't need to be funny. Just let them kick ass and take Viking names.
I definitely agree.
Aye.
I think so. As well, I feel really bad now. I'm so sorry.
What?
It's just because you were going back on your point like 5 times, and I just looked
You're
at
doing
the
a
time,
jack.
and yeah, you were. You were
No,
screwing me.
Ross, you've had enough.
I'm not used to being like this. I'm like a fish up a tree. It's going to take
Like a
me
panda up a tree.
a long time to get used to this. I'm going to fall down. Well, I have fallen down.
I reckon next week we'll be back in the swing.
I think this is going great.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then again, I'm just enjoying this as a viewer.
I've just been too used to having like Zoom call one side of the screen, notes on the other side of the screen, camera in the middle. So it looks like you're sort of looking at the camera, but you're not.
Yeah.
And now we're back here, and the camera's over there, and the notes are down here. And I've got no memories. It is like he's sat. I don't know how you're sat there with no notes. I think that's astounding.
Thank you. I wrote them though, and when you write things, they're committed to memory better,
does,
doesn't
He's
it?
got all his notes on the back of that vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
That's actually not a barcode.
Yeah, I agree with Ross. Viking Raiders need to be hard men, not funny lads.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want 2020 Viking Raiders. Jackson Riker beats Elias in a Sympathy Destruction match.
Oh my
Every time I
God.
see him, I just think it was a story, a quote from him in the news where I was like, I'm really happy with my creative freedom in WWE. And so far, it's been like he's been hitting himself with a leather strap.
Yeah.
And then he cut a promo on this week's Raw where he said, wait till you see what I do to Elias tonight. Now, if that's creative freedom,
And they showed like clips of the stuff that you're supposed to. It was almost like he was having a flashback. Remember when I attacked Elias? Whoop. And then it went back to him just staring.
there was a lot of that on Raw. We'll get to one a bit later on where it was painful, but like I think they've realised that not too many people have been keeping up with Raw, maybe. So there was a lot of like, here's what happened a while ago. Video package.
Yeah.
We've seen the ratings. We know no one's been watching. So here's what happened. This match, it started off and people like, cool. Well, we like the weapon shots. And they kept on going and going. Kept on going. I did like the finishing bit, the superplex through the table. That was a bit crazy for Raw. Crowd like, oh, that was really cool. It didn't look like many people liked Riker.
The crowd were cheering Elias.
Yeah.
Because you would.
Oh, it was funny. Elias goes, what does WWE stand for? Walk with Elias. Even louder, walk with Elias. Riker comes out. The crowd are sick of you saying your name.
Yeah.
It's like creative freedom. He gets his up the crowd.
I don't know how you can look at Elias and Riker and the reactions and think this one's the good guy and this one's the bad guy. They've got it totally backwards.
Politics.
Yeah.
That's how.
So we're gonna have to see what he's like without tables, without superplexes. I'm out. Elias,
Yeah.
how that's gonna work.
Do you think it was funny though how like in this Symphony Destruction match they had like the smaller guitar and then like the cello, which is like a big guitar?
There was a TNA match once where Jarrett wasn't allowed to use his guitar.
Against
so he
Kevin
won
Nash.
by hitting them with a cello.
It fell apart as he was using
As
it.
he swung it fell
This is from
apart.
Cellos Are Us.
But
so
Don West's going like, oh my God.
it's a bigger version of the guitar, so it hurts more.
Bigger version of a bass.
Yeah. I'm
See, what's the difference between a double bass and a cello?
But double basses are bigger.
Is that it?
In fact, he might have used a double bass. It might not have been a cello. It was massive. I think it was a double bass. I don't know if there's any... Don't people pluck double basses and play the cello with a bow? Oh, you can play a double bass with a bow as well, I'm sure. I don't know. I just associate double bass with like an old blues band, and there's always one going mad in the corner. Yeah.
But they are the same every time, Symphony of Destruction matches.
Yeah.
I hope that's the last one we see.
Any cello or double bass players, please let us know the difference.
Please let us know.
Yeah,
We'll
If
have
there's
forgotten.
a cello and a double bass player listening to this, they're not wrestling fans.
We'll
Yeah, you have to do like naff music puns when you're watching these matches, don't you? That's all Croy Graves does during these. Charlotte Flair comes out, and the crowd are like, "Yay, Charlotte, we cheered you!" And she's like, "Yeah, I know." She brags about winning. The crowd want Becky. She tells them that Becky's at home breastfeeding. Crowd boos. Rhea interrupts and wants a rematch tonight. Charlotte refuses. She's saying she did enough damage to Rhea on Sunday. So Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville interrupt and book a rematch anyway. So Charlotte kicks Rhea's leg out the leg and leaves.
They're a weird dynamic, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville live. They came out, both of them, at the same time going, welcome everyone, hello, it's us, your party hosts. And then Sonya... and then Adam Pearce is like, stop right there, Charlotte. And then Sonya's like, and congratulations on winning, because one of them's a heel, but it's like,
She's
weird.
not that healed. They're not...
But you still booked the rematch, though. Yeah. I don't know.
Or whatever. Natalya and Tamina win a non-title match against Shayna and Nia Jax. Nia Jax, despite Reginald's attempts at a distraction.
Reginald, what a lad.
This happened.
What a legend.
At least this had a reason for existing.
Yeah.
They got rid of Reggie.
That's not what they should have done. I thought Nia and Shayna were finished. I thought they were over. Not the good way. I thought they were done. But no, they've got rid of Reggie and they're still together. I thought it's time to move on. We've seen enough of Nia and Shayna.
They should be singles wrestlers.
Yeah, they should be.
And then Reggie gets headbutted, leaves the ring. And would you believe it? The wacky 24/7 division come to the ring, chasing Akira Tozawa down the ring. And Reggie pins him to become the new champion and flips away to safety. And that looked like a good, okay, Reggie in 24/7 thing can't do his parkour stuff backstage. That can't be worse than the stuff he's already doing with these two.
Yeah, it's got to be better than the 24/7 division's been.
You know what? They could
Since
put Reginald with
Drake
Riker.
No.
How?
I don't know about this.
I don't know. He does all the stuff, and then Riker comes in and goes, "Yes, those cheers for you were for me."
Reggie.
It's the Eva Marie thing.
Reggie, as if we're like his mate. You know, Reggie Vardy. Reginald, the movie hit on Tozawa to win.
A standard Molly go
a
round.
360 teabag. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was worried that he actually hit Tozawa in the face with his gooch, but Tozawa seemed okay. But I was like, wow.
Maybe Tozawa liked it.
I was going to say he's taken that before.
I
Sorry.
think as it happened as well,
Big P2G.
a million Dragon Gate fans cried out and then were suddenly silenced. Because he's just beaten Tozawa in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, everyone's been bizarre.
Yeah.
Sheamus faces Humberto Carrillo in yet another non-title match and wins again. This time after Humberto punches him in his steel face mask. Notable because despite the storyline, Sheamus is very over. And who could blame the crowd? That fantastic entrance he now has. With not just the Titantron of what his hometown looks like, complete with rain, which I think was a lovely touch, because it probably is raining as we speak, but also the Sheamus, or was it the happy hour? Oh, damn it.
Happy hour, yeah, it was all sort of bar stuff, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was mint.
He's class.
I love him, broken face and all.
Let him wrestle someone else.
Yeah, it's turning into the undercard of SmackDown now. It's their 5th match, those two, since the 10th of May on Raw. And that's with Sheamus having a broken schneck and being missing for a few weeks as well. So, yeah, it was just the same old sort of match, but hampered by the fact we've seen it before. Because it was fine. But it's just the fact we've seen it so many times. So you just, move on. Do something different.
It's funny that Ricochet is now evolving slightly where he's like, wait, I'm winning matches with my cool stuff. I'm not just doing flips and losing. Wow. So they're giving all of Ricochet's storylines to Humberto. Right, you're winning against Sheamus, you get your revenge, and then get this right, you'll punch him in his steel mask. And then I win. He goes, no, then you lose.
Yeah, but he'll still get another chance with it because he always loses the matches, but somehow still gets another title shot. That's Humberto's career so far.
Yeah, he'll do a 360 flip, a teabag onto steel mask next week, and that's how you lose.
A 360 teabag.
Yeah.
Reggie's fantastic. I feel so bad for the guy after how they debuted him and made him the main focal point of an entire division.
He was the focal point of the build to Sasha Bianca,
Yeah.
Strange.
It's
so
like
likable.
the Sunny in the tag team title division, 96.
I love his name, like Reggie. You expect like Cirque du Soleil, I am.
Reggie.
Leonardo de Flippington. Or something like that, but no, it's just Reggie.
I love that name.
Good old name, innit? Strong name as well. Reggie. Reggie Cray.
Oh,
Is that a
don't mess
Reggie?
with him.
Yeah, that's
Other
a
famous
Reggie.
Reggies are Reggie off CBBC from back in the day.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Reggie.
He's graduated to I know his last name.
I don't know.
He's graduated to grown up TV now.
Yeah. Reggie Miller, a basketballer. The one who, you know a bit about the 90s. Reggie Miller's the one who beat the Knicks and Spike Lee was having a go at him from the sidelines. And he did the choke, emoji, what am I talking about? He did the choke expression.
Yes.
Because he was saying like, you've choked this. And he was like, and Spike Lee was fuming.
Yeah.
He was fuming. That's
Yeah.
Reggie Miller.
Though I remember the ESPN thing they did about that. Someone one of the countryside fans, I guess, brought a sign that says, "Don't worry, Reggie, even my tractor has a choke."
Wow. But no, Reggie was the one who won. He beat the Knicks. I don't know.
Whatever. Tractors. Reggie Fils-Aimé. Nintendo of America, ex-president.
I don't know.
That's what My Body Is Ready. That comes from him.
Does it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just an expression.
It was after he expressed it.
Aye.
This is going nowhere. Let's move on. Oh, God, we might actually need to go back to Reggie in 90s basketball. MVP and Lashley arrive and issue an open challenge. It's answered by Keith Bloody Lee, who's not been seen in 5 months.
And they acknowledged
January,
it.
yeah.
And they went, wow, we've not seen him for ages.
Yeah, with absolutely no
Context.
hype and ballyhoo. Lashley beats him.
Quite
I
easily.
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you saying it's a squash. Because Keith
Oh,
Lee,
no, it wasn't a squash.
It was
Keith
a
Lee,
squish.
he looked a squish.
Squish match.
It
Yeah.
was those mostly pulp squashes.
Aye, not quite the full juice experience, but he looked strong. He looked agile. He looked quick, and he most importantly he broke the master lock, which is no mean feat, is it?
Yeah,
he
true.
broke the thing.
Yeah, only Lashley himself.
Bobby
and,
Lashley did it,
Cena?
some guy at the Tribute for Troops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Well done, some guy.
But he got some offense in there against the WWE all-conquering, much more serious than he was a week ago champion. So I'm all for it. It was okay. A nice surprise as well. Like I like surprises. That's the only drawback to this old Bryan Danielson and CM Punk chatter. I just want to not read the dirt sheets and just like sit back and be surprised by imagine. Or I am the cult of personality. But I know it's going to happen because of the dirt sheets. Scoundrels.
Yeah, I hate these people who talk about wrestling and ruin it for everybody else. So Keith Lee comes back, loses quickly. There's no hype. It's like, all right, fine. Yeah, okay, maybe losing. There's no shame in losing the champ. It's just like, oh, you couldn't have done anything with him than this.
I just don't think Vince
that's right. He's the Moose Boosh for the main event, the main course. Billy Goldberg making his return and says, "I'm next." MVP holds Lashley back, going, "No, not now," as the crowd goes crazy for good old Goldberg. Because of course they did.
I'm a bit worried.
I think we got away with one at the Rumble when Goldberg challenged Drew because everyone was fearing the worst there, but Drew won. I don't think we're going to get away with a second one.
No, I think if they bring in Goldberg just as a dude to like spike up the, hey, remember the 90s? Like we're just doing, Goldberg brings in Reggie Miller. And yeah, okay, fair enough. As long as he loses with no issues, that's fine. Him winning.
I wrote an article for the site on
you did?
Cultaholic.com about
podcast
the respective returns of Cena and Goldberg and how I'm excited for one and not a bit worried for the other. And when I was researching it, this would be Goldberg's. I know you're saying he could possibly lose 2 in a row. This would be his 3rd loss in a row. He lost to Braun, then Drew, and now he's got Lashley or Big E.
Oh, I'll have to come from the
rubbish, isn't
promotion.
Yeah, he's crap.
UFC style, it's like, 3 losses, you're out.
He's not. Yeah. So I'm worried. And also my closing point was like, are they really, when you look at it, because SummerSlam is bigger than Mania this year, the card is. It's a huge card. They've got Cena and Goldberg. Are they really going to have Cena and Goldberg both lose on the same show?
Well,
maybe.
yeah.
Do you think?
If they're not going to be there the next night or the next month.
I'm worried that Goldberg's going to win. I don't think Cena will win.
That
Yeah.
would be so dumb.
Well, Sam will like it.
He's a contrarian.
Sam really liked it when Goldberg beat The Fiend. And then
He did.
And then had like a 2-week-long Twitter argument with all of Twitter. And he was tweeting like paragraphs. No, this is why it's good. Can you hear through that door?
Yeah.
You suck.
Sorry, Sam.
Goldberg smells.
Goldberg doesn't smell.
Oh.
I like Goldberg.
Ross has met Goldberg.
I've met Goldberg. Goldberg's a lovely man. A lot of time for people he shouldn't have time for. That's my experience at Goldberg because I was there. Yeah, but I don't like him in 2021. He's the reason I'm a wrestling fan, but I don't like him in 2021. I just don't want to say. I don't like how he just rocks up and gets a title shot, and then there's always the threat of him winning. He's going to win. I'm resigned to the fact. But as long as the way I would like to see it pan out, if Goldberg has to win, Goldberg wins, and then Big E straight in there cashes in straight away. Big E leaves SummerSlam as champion.
That would be good. I'd enjoy that.
Suck.
No,
No, it wouldn't.
not.
Babyface Big E cashing in
Yeah.
mid-match.
Who
He wants
cares?
to, he's
Well, I'm
living
going,
out his dream.
I'm Big E.
He's living out his dream, and he's doing it for the fans as
Swinging
well.
the bell around.
Because I reckon will Goldberg get booed at SummerSlam if he wins?
Yeah.
Or if he wins?
Maybe.
No, because he's beating a bad guy, so...
Yeah,
might cheer
but-
him.
Yeah, but Bobby's not a bad guy, is he? People like
He's getting
Bobby.
booed.
Is he?
Bobby's booed.
I don't think
in a
he
good
is.
way. He's the Almighty.
I know he is.
He slaughtered Kofi.
He's the almighty
he beat
cheated.
Keith Lee.
He did beat Keith Lee. Goldberg will get booed. Bobby will get mixture. Big E will get universal cheers when he leaves as WWE champion.
Tokyo opening ceremony is going to start soon, lads.
Oh, should we stop the podcast?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Jinder Mahal is here with Veer and Shanky to
Oh,
celebrate
man.
his birthday. Oh, happy birthday. As well as the fact that he cost Drew at Money in the Bank. Jinder says he wants Drew out here now. So Drew arrives and chases Jinder away before battering Shanky with a steel chair.
Yes.
And did he ever? This is just a thing that happens.
This was the painful segment I was speaking about earlier because 3 times Jinder was like, this happened. Watch the video. And then I did this. There's the video. And then this happened.
Like that.
And then Shanky paid his dues.
Certainly did.
Can't say it the other way because it sounds like I'm saying something else.
Yeah,
He
thank
paid his
you.
dues to the business like Dominic did last year with a kendo stick to the back.
Right. He was due love here. And it's not mentioned here, sadly. Oh, no, God, it is. Right, cool. I'll get to it later on. But yeah, this happened. Karrion Kross,
He's cross.
he certainly is.
Well, he is now.
Makes his Raw debut to no hype, no introduction, no, my God,
No
the NXT
Scarlett.
champion. Can you believe it? No fancy intro. Nothing. He probably got there via coach.
He didn't know what to do during his entrance. It was so painful. He's walking down, not in time with the music at all. It's what he's been doing in NXT. Sort of going, hey, every now and again just to try and do something other than just walk down to the ring. I felt so bad for him.
Why would you feel bad for him? He's on Raw, makes his debut. Got to look strong, perhaps.
He's been castrated, Maffew.
He faces Jeff Hardy, who beats him with the rope-assisted roll-up after, 4 minutes?
I see the writing.
Oh,
on
of
the
course.
wall.
There was no beating Jeff Hardy today with the return of that theme.
Return of the Mac.
After the
Return
match.
of the No More Words.
Yes. After the match, Cross says Jeff has made the biggest mistake of his life.
No.
Jeff should have said, well, you know about bad mistakes, pal.
Yeah.
Bodyslam.net, the number one news source of wrestling news right now. NXT
They're like Man City.
champion.
They've just come out of nowhere.
NXT champion Karrion Kross walked out to a live crowd at last night's NXT tapings. This is from today. For the first time since his shocking defeat, the reaction of the crowd went as well as could you expect. According to multiple sources, they've had to retape stuff due to the deafening Hardy chants that are happening.
Vince doesn't care about NXT, and I feel so bad for Cross and Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Why would anyone leave NXT now? If
Yeah.
anyone from the main event scene
Only
in
if
NXT,
you're getting a lot more money.
a lot more money, yeah.
Sunday Cole, I'm not sure it was Cole, but sorry, Gargano and Ciampa in particular said, I'll quit if I get brought up. Yeah, I fully understand now, pal.
It's it's very weird. Because I saw people going, well, they're gonna knock him down to build him up, make him angry and scary
You don't
and
need
bigger.
knock him down.
Why would
He's
Jeff
new.
Hardy be scared of a man who's just beaten 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
after Jeff Hardy's been lost in no man's land all year long and lost to the likes of Elias and I think he's lost to John Morrison and
He nearly lost to Cedric, and he said
Yeah.
he'd retire if he lost to him on a Raw. It's been weird. He's not. He's barely even a mid-carder now, Jeff Hardy, which is weird because he's always over, of course.
is anyone else freezing?
No, I'm all right.
You're right.
I'm shivering a bit.
Are you cold?
Freezing.
Yeah.
Knock that off for 10 minutes, will you? Just
How
hit
do I
that,
do it?
Hit that on button on the remote.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, we've got the aircon
was just looking at
really
No, left,
high up
left.
because of how
on the
hot it
remote.
is
Oh,
outside.
sorry. Hit that on button.
I'm wearing my shorts, I'm shivering.
There you go. Lovely. Bit of
I'm glad
admin
you
during the
said that.
podcast. I could just see people out my island going like,
Thank you, mate. What did you think of this next segment? In Alexa's play, colder than the reception of Karrion Kross in this place. Alexa's playground, Eva Marie threatens to have Doudrop beat Bliss up. If you haven't seen any of Raw, you just get your news from us. For the love of God, please look for this segment because it's usual like, hello, blah, 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 bad acting. But then the bit is, Eva Marie's like, well, I'm Eva Marie. It's nothing you could do to me. And she turns around to walk away. And the idea is, I guess, that the puppet trips her up or pushes the swing and she falls down.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I can't believe maybe the puppet's scary, and then runs away. It's
Just
the
her
best bump
massive
of
shoes.
all time. Because there's nothing. There's
just
nothing
a
there.
ma-
There's nothing, so she just falls down.
Wearing these, she's got like, you know, what, like a bikini bottom, I guess. So like it's accentuated how big her shoes are because there's nothing on the leg. So it's just her massive shoes. She trips over her massive shoes, her big black boots.
Made for walking. Oh, not
Obviously
there.
not,
They're
no,
not
yeah,
there,
situation, no.
So, wow, what a great Raw it was. And then Charlotte defends her title against Rhea. And crowd are now like, oh, you are a bad person, Charlotte. Right, sorry for cheering you last night. She's like, that's all right. Charlotte hits Rhea with a belt. DQ loss. Guess that's the end of that. Whoa, Rhea attacks Charlotte after the match and lays her out before Nikki Ash cashes in on the Money in the Bank to successfully win the Raw Women's title.
Nice moment. I
Nice
liked
moment,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
Big
nice.
crowd reaction. You can't have the good person with the Money in the Bank for too long unless they're going to cash in at a certain event. Cashing on Charlotte, no problem with that.
Charlotte
Yeah.
said at one point that she is an 11-time champion. 5 Raw, 5 SmackDown, 1 Divas at the start. But at the start, no NXT women's title reign.
That was
They hate
it
it.
started off
They
as a
just
joke.
hate it,
It started off
man.
as a joke, like, oh, NXT this. I was like, they'll be fine. And then she didn't mention the NXT title.
No.
Should we start a scandalous rumor that Nick Khan, who is of course responsible for all of the cutting
That's right.
in WWE, is going to cut NXT completely? Just all of it. The NXT stage, the logo, the ring. The CWC has been released from WWE. It's upcoming. It's coming soon.
Yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts.
It was. I thought the ending was. I felt a bit bad for Rhea because in that match, I thought that Charlotte once again proved that she's just better at wrestling and craftier and more tactical than Rhea, and Rhea was just outclassed by Charlotte Flair,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be happening, I don't think. But that's yeah. There we go. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
just
weird
talk
series
myself.
of events. No, I agree with you. Like Lemony Snicket, it's an unfortunate series of events
Yes.
for Rhea. The conclusion to the Rhea Ripley Charlotte feud was Charlotte Flair winning.
Charlotte's better still.
Just proving she's better. Yeah.
And at one point, Graves said, the only 3 things that are certain in life are death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair being at the top of the women's division. I'm like, wow. I mean, we all think it, but I didn't think you'd say it.
It's a bit close to the bone. Yeah, it's true.
It's weird
What do
how
you
they're
think?
having that Queen of the Ring thing. Apparently, she's going to be on the network and not on Raw. I reckon Charlotte was like, "No, I'll not be a part of that." So they're just like, "We'll get on the network instead, Charlotte. It doesn't really count. You're still our Queen of the Ring."
They pulled that
The
face.
ring.
And you up for thoughts, chat, before we move
No,
on?
no, I just agree.
That's
yeah,
great. NXT. Samoa Joe opens the show and calls out Karrion Kross, but William Regal interrupts and says he can't do that. He says Kross is on his way, but when he arrives, all hell will break loose. Joe says he'll end this tonight because he respects Regal, but he can't promise he'll end it peacefully. So I guess when they told, all right, Karrion Kross is going to go on Raw, going to raise hell, the crowd's going to be like, my God, Karrion Kross, the NXT champ's here, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say anything about Jeff Hardy because this doesn't work at all if you watch Raw.
What were you saying? When were they chanting at Jeff Hardy? When were they chanting Jeff Hardy?
Apparently, like for
was
the
that in
recording,
NXT?
the recording that they
yeah.
did, like as
Oh,
we're
for
doing
the
this.
future episode.
Next 2 weeks, yeah.
It's like,
man.
hey, Karrion Kross, he's here, he's back. Crowd, Hardy. It's like, no, can you just pretend? So
I kind of believe that William Regal got booed, but because initially I was thinking it's like where your parents, where you just don't like your parents because they're making you not do things you want to do, but
They're the
they've got
rules.
your best interests at heart. But then the semantical bollocks came out about referee Samoa Joe versus authority figure Samoa Joe, and I was fully booing Regal.
Joe's been a little bit shafted here. He's you're not allowed to put your hands on anyone unless they provoke you. But when you're a ref, you're not allowed to at all. I don't know about that.
He's the same human being, William.
Yeah.
it's like Kevin Keegan said, I'll have complete control when I come back to Newcastle. And they went, all right, but you can't do that. And said, that's not what you said, Mike Ashley. And the court agreed. So, yeah, we'll get on that later on. Bobby Fish and Kushida take on Roderick Strong and Dick Golden Balls
Dick Golden Balls.
of the Diamond Mine.
Tyler Russ. Dick Golden Balls, though, to us, to his friends.
To people who care about his future, quite frankly, because you can't have Tyler Rust in the diamond mine. Never mind about rusty diamond. What's the phrase? I've gone blank here.
A rusty diamond.
I'm not going to break.
Oof, I'm going to need a credit card and some stuff like that.
A diamond in the rust. That's the one I'm looking for.
Down in the rough.
I know, but they say rust. Don't
Right,
they? 'Cause
got
of his
it.
name.
Diamond
Yeah.
in the rust is good. I hadn't
You ever
thought
see
about that.
Malcolm Bivens say that before? That's his catchphrase. That's how he justifies having a name like Tyler Rust. No, he's Dick Golden Balls and will always be
Golden Balls.
I remember Dick Golden Balls more. I remember Bivens saying diamond in the rust. Sorry. The Faces attack during the Mind's entrance and end up winning the match. I thought it was a bit weird seeing the Diamond Mind lose so quickly.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't mind it.
I was going to say, it's like, you know what? I'm all right because their whole thing is they're competitive. They're all about the graps.
And
as they
they're
call
new.
it.
So they're not a well-oiled machine, even though they have
No,
the
they're rusty.
best. Exactly. They're a rusty machine, even though they have the best wrestler and the best prodigy and the best trainer on the outside of the ring and the best manager in
Yeah.
Malcolm Bivens as
Yeah.
well. They're still relatively new, so I don't mind them losing.
Dick Golden Balls let the team down. He tapped out clean.
I paid special attention to Dick Golden Balls this week, because I've never really seen him do the wrestling before. He's a lovely hybrid, so he is. A lovely hybrid, Matthew.
Hybrid
of
of Dick and Golden Balls.
Of Dick and Golden and Balls. No, of like old-fashioned wrestling stuff, like old-timey like heel stuff mixed in with like, wow, look at this cool kick and that, like, wow, I'll do a good kick. And I think it's quite good.
Just thought of a catchphrase for Dick Golden Balls. He's the dick there was, the gold there is, and the balls there ever will be. That's lovely.
Frankie Monet beats JC Jane with Mandy Rose on commentary.
Why, those little whippersnappers, they're quite good at the wrestling they are, says Mandy Rose. One day they'll get to my level.
Yeah. And they're like, God, we hope not.
It was a weird thing for her to do, like just sort of lay down on the top of the announce table like a cat on a warm summer's day. Just, that was my shoe, by the way. I didn't fart.
I did think, like, just lay there, like well timed, Ross. Kyle O'Reilly challenges Austin Theory to a match, and Gargano says he's on his own. O'Reilly wins after Theory goes to use the ring steps, which causes O'Reilly to become enraged. And it says here, due to the steps role in his feud with Adam Cole.
Well, yeah, I just got to explain, because he's like, the steps. He slammed me onto those steps, and then he turned into a Super Saiyan. It was weird.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he was annoyed at the
Skip
steps.
Austin Theory matches.
He was annoyed at
He
the
actually
steps.
got mad with the steps.
Yeah.
Do you remember TLCC?
TLCC.
The stairs.
And chairs and steps. It was a bit too silly for me. But, you know, Kyle O'Reilly needs to be fun again.
I hate Kyle O'Reilly now.
He needs to do the opposite of the Viking Raiders. If they could give him their fun and he gives them his seriousness.
I think he's so naff, just as a character. I think he's so, because the match itself was fantastic. I know, you know, Austin Theory's Austin Theory, but he's fantastic at wrestling.
It was a good match.
The little bits they were doing in between the transitions and whatnot, Austin was keeping up and he was doing all his big wrestling, like professional wrestling moves, not like I'm a cool amateur wrestling moves. And he was just, it was just a fantastic match. But I do agree with the stairs bit. That was a bit weird. The interview Kyle did as well before the match, what was he on about this week? Just some bland bollocks.
I don't know, I don't pay too much attention.
Yeah.
Which is a bad thing.
I'll fight for what's right. I'll fight for me life or something like that. Along those lines, Matthew, take your vitamins and eat your prayers. I'm Kyle and I'm boring these days. Just let him be funny again. Laid back Kyle is the best Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But next week is he going to lose the third match of Adam Cole or whatever because the steps are going to arrive in his entrance music.
That's the steps music.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
Legado del Fantasma are in the ring for a mariachi entertainment segment. Yes.
You know
a
why?
Mariachi. Why?
Because they're Mexican.
That's right. But Santos Escobar changes his mind and says he won't lower himself to entertain the fans. Aww. Escobar says he wants the North American Championship, which brings out Isaiah Scott and Hit Row. The two stables talk trash and brawl, with Hit Row winning. Joaquin Wilde is left alone in the ring and gets hit with a guitar in a sympathy of destruction. No, action, isn't it?
My overriding emotion during this segment was never ever move Hit Row to the main roster because they just don't understand, do they? They won't get what the gimmick is, and they do in NXT, so keep them there forever.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what they'd be like on the main roster.
We are Hit Row when we're here to say
yeah.
we're both cool and badasses, and we're here to play
Nice.
songs because
Bars.
we're cool and baby faces on the main roster. Yeah,
They're kind of faces now.
They are faces now,
Yeah.
definitely, because they're so good, aren't they? What's the big lad called?
That's
Big money.
Big dollar.
Big dollar?
Top dollar.
Not that again.
Top dollar?
Top dollar.
Big bills.
His bar, where it's like, I'm Escobar like Pablo, not like Escobar like Santos.
Yeah.
That's it. There you got my move of the week, that did.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Oh.
Not quite. It was a fantastic line. But I keep them in NXT forever.
Yeah.
Odyssey Jones beats Andre Chase in the breakout tournament.
I'm glad because I was more interested in Odyssey Jones.
That's because you only saw a promo package for Odyssey Jones and not for Andre Chase.
Oh, I was going off the little introduction bit when they all stood in like a diamond, in like a V formation, and they went up and down them. And I was interested in two, the super handsome style Japanese man who lost.
Eichmann.
Yes, and also Odyssey Jones. I was like, he's cool.
Odyssey Jones is a great wrestling name.
Yeah. He's a whole Odyssey.
He's a whole
whole
Odyssey.
journey. Yeah.
That's right.
He's massive as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Got the same pectoral structure, I realised as well, right, as Mark Henry.
Wide.
The same pectoral structure in the same sort of attire as well.
Yeah.
But he's better than Mark Henry. He can do a lot more moves. Already he's better than Mark Henry. That's a slap in the face
Wow.
to Mark Henry, isn't it?
Oh,
I reckon Odyssey Jones is better than Mark Henry already.
somebody go and get their wig split.
Probably me.
When you meet Mark Henry, he's not. Imagine if he's a huge fan of the podcast. Just like, oh man.
My pec's a bit than his.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes drives LA Knight to the venue. Yay! Where Knight gets in an argument with Drake Maverick. They have a match later, which Knight abandons to tell Grimes to hold the $1 million title high. Maverick drop kicks him into the belt and rolls him up. Knight beats down Maverick and
Who's
instructs
Knight?
Grimes.
The Rock.
The Rock beats down the Rock Golden Balls, beats down Maverick and instructs Grimes to join in. Grimes reluctantly does because he's a butler.
I'm glad he did because I thought that Grimes, was a crime that he was having too much of a good time as a butler.
Are you in Hit Row?
I'm in Hit Row
Bloody
now.
hell.
I'm Hit Ross. Rick Ross. I am glad that he had to do something he didn't like because so far it's been too plain sailing for Cameron Grimes. So it's nice that The Rock brought him down a peg or two. I like The Rock's line as well. Where he's like, "Is it bring your idiot to work day? Is that why you're here, Drake Maverick? Because he's an idiot." The Rock.
What's he like?
Classic Rock. The main event is Xia Lee's title shot against Raquel Gonzalez. Unfortunately, Lee seems to get injured during the match.
Apparently she was fine after, reports have since suggested.
Yeah, she did the Vader Bomb with a twist. So the Vader Bomb is usually the pump splash, as they call it. I'm not sure where the pump comes from. But then
Pump
she...
splash. That's it.
That's
It's a turn of phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who calls it that?
Oh, is it a technical term?
Johnny Sins.
Oh,
Miller.
nice.
Simon Miller.
That's the only porn
Yes.
star I know by name. Do you know porn stars by names? By name, sorry.
Nope.
How about no?
How about no?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Just say no.
Can you imagine that a porn star called How About No? Hey, Art, I'd love to go to bed with you. How about no? End of scene.
And then that's it. He picks his head around the corner. That's me.
I'm just here to do the plumbing. Can you leave me alone?
Yeah, so... Yeah, they do the thing they do in NXT where they go, all right, yeah, are you hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. Oh, okay, well, let's end the match now.
She took the finish, though.
Yeah.
After presumably having some sort of knock to the ribs. It looked like she got winded maybe, or maybe a bit more than that, because it was a hefty fall, like in the senton. So, and they go up and take that big thingy she does. What's it called, the finisher? It's like a choke slam, but not quite.
Yeah. I can't quite
Slam dunk.
It's got a name or not?
Big money.
The big money.
Samoa Joe looks for Karrion Kross and heads to the ring. Kross appears in the Tron and says he can do... Again, this just sucks so bad after Raw. I'll do what I want when I want to. The camera pans down to reveal an unconscious Regal. Kross drives away going, nah, as Joe runs to help Regal. Again, they probably weren't told, oh yeah, he's going to lose quickly and he's got no entrance. It's like, no, it's Karrion Kross's big debut on Raw. And so it just looks so bad.
It has hampered him, because I've got written down here, now he's just a bald Gene Snitsky.
You're just a bald Gene Snitsky.
And I've just realised now that at the end of his run, Gene Snitsky was bald. So he's just a Gene Snitsky.
Oh, he's the worst version of Snitsky.
Aye. He's just a slightly worse Gene Snitsky.
They had Snitsky re-debut on ECW and Sci-Fi with just one name, Snitsky, and had him beat a bunch of people. And then that was to celebrate, it was like the 600 or 800th episode of Raw. So it's like, the undefeated Gene Snitsky takes on John Cena tonight. You're like, the undefeated? Hang on.
Do you think they changed Nikki Cross's name? Because Karrion Cross was coming up. I know they're spelled differently. No, she was a superhero. I'd probably not. I don't know.
No, Nikki heard. He's coming up. No, you know what? I've got a great idea, McMahon.
Get Rob Downey on the phone. Can you draw me a picture?
Yeah.
He won her the belt.
I've done what I want, Samoa Joe. I'll lose to Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes next time. Drives away.
I feel bad for him, man.
It would have been a good. Imagine if Raw didn't happen and like Regal's promo at the start of the show didn't happen, and we just love because Regal went down in my estimations at the start of NXT, so he did. But it would have been a fantastic statement to send to Samoa Joe, beating down the beloved William Regal. Yeah. But yeah.
I'm not afraid of you, Samoa Joe. Oh, God, he's coming, drive. AEW Fyter Fest Night 2.
We flew through NXT there, by the way. Flew through it. As if we don't care.
No, we do.
We do. Just
it was a weird episode.
Just not all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit down from last week. AEW, though. Chris Jericho beat Sean Spears in the first labor of Jericho after Simon chases Tully Blanchard away from ringside. Yeah, well done. After match, MJF bans Jericho from receiving any more help in his future labors. And he announces
I couldn't believe this.
That the next match, next week, will be a no DQ bout against Nick Gage. And then Gage appears on the stage. I was going to bed.
Do you think you dreamed?
I was in bed and I thought,
dream?
you know what? I'll just have a quick look on Twitter because one of the members of Deadlock, P-Dub, who were there in the crowd because they're doing that AWGM thing. Hi, Dub. Where?
Hello.
They hate us.
Oh.
They hate us.
No, they hate me. You guys can't.
Oh, no, they hate us.
You've been there and done a show.
Yeah, but that was before the whole whoops, we killed the YouTube account thing.
Oh, yeah.
No, I could see them going, oh, we'll have all the Cultaholic lads. Ah,
no,
from one.
No,
I can see it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll look at you as Maffew affiliated with Cultaholic. I think they look at us separately, and I don't think that they want us there.
I just don't think they like us.
Get us on
Based on what?
Get us on that cruise.
Based on me trying to get straight to hell guests. That's what I'm basing that on.
But you got Uno.
Not through AEW.
Oh, right.
Just through slipping into... Maybe I pissed off AEW by doing that way, but I felt I can't get anywhere going through the official route. So what am I meant to do? Just give up? Never give up, John Cena said. So I just slide into the DMs, the ones that have them open, and try and do it that way.
It actually works.
Yeah.
God loves a trier, and Shy Burns getting out.
But Tony Khan doesn't. But crucially, he's not God.
I can't believe you've said that. We need that $5. You have to buy your own monsters now. So, Nick Gage.
When do you think he stopped sending the $5? Because I've been good and harder on AEW. I know we all have on the podcast. When did the $5 stop being sent?
When the ring did its little spooty explosion and it was crap.
I reckon it was earlier, you know.
When one of us, can't think who, me, went, can you believe the Young Bucks, after years of hyping up the revival match, blew it? 2 weeks before the show. Oh, wait, we're both heels. We better do something about this. Whoops. I'll have to talk to the booker. Oh, wait, I am the booker. But moving on to positive things. Yeah, 50-Foot Blake sending me messages because the JRPG wrestling fan sign debate has started up now. Now that the fans are back.
No, I was hoping.
Green shirt guy is at Monday Night Raw every front row. And in AEW, they now have people bring up the sign saying Final Fantasy VII Remake is bad.
But I don't.
Final Fantasy XIV is worth playing.
I was scared of you bringing this up because I don't know what Persona is. I don't know what Mother 3 is. I don't know what these things are.
It's okay.
I know games like Stuntman on the PS2.
Next time you go to a show,
Stuntman
in brackets, PS2.
I hope there's a sign at next week's AEW where it's like, isn't it good how they've got Erling Haaland's run in FIFA 22? Because it is good, like his silly run where he's like, whey.
Isn't it great that now Pro Evo is not an annual series, it's just one thing, and it's
rest in peace, Pivo.
Rather than make the same game and re-release it every year, we're now just a thing with DLC.
eFootball. Scandalous name, that, innit?
eFoot. That sounds like something like a joke about football games would call the football.
Yeah.
Or just what a man would acknowledge football as in the Northeast.
Football?
So yeah, if you Blake was sending me these, so I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, oh no. 1 a.m. or whatever. Yeah, MDK himself appearing, gang affiliated, the future of hardcore. Nick Gage appeared, and MJF went, "This man once stabbed an opponent."
I was like,
"This
hey,
opponent once robbed a bank
honestly,
without a mask." Crowd going, "Nah."
When he said stab an
Nah,
opponent,
come on.
I thought he meant Jesus. And I was like, they've got Jesus here. And then he said robbed a bank. I was like, oh, all right, Nick Gage.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else it could have been with like those two clues?
Oh,
Not the robbed a bank.
I don't
clue.
think there's any wrestlers who've robbed a bank.
No, I
we know
can't
of.
think.
Like
think we know.
in the traditional way, some might say that Lex Luger stole a living for you.
Oh,
Banter.
wow.
On Anderson?
Does Chris
Or
Jericho...
did he stab on Anderson?
Sid.
No, Sid.
Sid, not
Luger,
Luger.
Paris
Sorry,
Scissors, wasn't
Sid. So we just need Sid to rob a
Robbed a
bank.
bank with a softball bat.
Do you reckon Jericho knew of Nick Gage? Like his wrestling style before this entire thing was set up?
He seems to be a bit switched on. I'm sure people might have mentioned Nick Gage to him on the podcast and that.
He did narrate Dark Side of the Ring as well, I've just remembered.
Oh,
yeah.
he did.
Maybe
He did. Yeah.
But before that,
Yeah.
before
I'm
Dark
sure he
Side
had
of the
no
Ring.
idea. And then he probably did that and goes, "Oh, come
Can
wrestling."
you imagine if like Nick Gage does something like David Arquette-esque to Jericho? Oh,
Not for-
juicy.
not for
if
that-
Gage
for that
brings
paycheck.
light tubes to a wrestler, oh my God. All is forgiven.
I don't think he'll do any shooting.
No.
Not for the money he'll be
I mean,
getting.
they did do that quite well, that bit about Nick Gage going, yeah, Arquette was in over his head, should not have said, yeah, I'll be fine. He was clearly very worried about all these shots he was getting in this match. And Nick Gage's like, yeah, whatever. Don't come in here and go, oh no, that hurt in a death match.
But Jericho's actually quite hard, isn't he?
Aye.
So he'll be fine. And
He was hard when he showed up to Brock Lesnar.
And Goldberg. Beat up Goldberg.
That's right.
yeah, well, I think he
Twice,
thinks he's harder
yeah.
than he is, but he is also quite hard.
Once. Oh, once backstage.
Was it once backstage?
Yeah.
But
Oh no, like he's, well, I guess he can't, depends if you count that as one. Was it the story that
It was the locker room
they
one.
yell at each other? Goldberg comes towards him and he puts him in the guillotine. And Goldberg's like, go off me. He goes, all right, I'm going to go off you, but this is over it, right? And then, all right, Goldberg gets up, goes from again. He puts him in the exact same hold. You know, if I was Jericho, I'd count that as beating him twice.
I was hoping he would have put him in the walls. Slowly turns him over.
Yeah, he's milking it for the locker. You're Jericho.
Lion salt off the bench. Like, bang.
To take it back to the match, though, he was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
He was good in that match. I thought Jericho
Yeah.
doing his big Hurricane Run off the top and
Oh, he did
taking
9 punches and then a hurricane
aye,
runner. Yeah.
off the top,
Yeah.
aye, and then taking the chair shot of the heat off when he was in the walls and
Yeah.
bonk and throwing the chair at his head, and he was on fire.
Yeah.
He's looking
Fire
good.
is Jericho.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I feel like MJF's in trouble next week. I feel like Nick Gage is going to do... I described it to Tom as like, you know when Austin's the special guest referee, so he just beats them both up afterwards. I think Gage is going to lose because Jericho needs to win all of the labors. But then Gage is going to like stab MJF. Like he's going to do something to him.
I can't wait for it. How do you tone down a segment, turn the heat off? A Doc Gallows singles match. He beats the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian. The Good Brothers beat Kazarian down. Omega comes out and is about to hit the V-trigger, but Hangman makes the save. Oh, he's outnumbered, but the Dark Order run out and help him clear the ring. Kenny is concerned.
He's so scared of Hangman.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I hope they don't try and be too clever and give Kenny the first win. I just want Hangman to win.
There's a small part of me that wants him to lose.
The first one.
aye,
So he's
just to-
even lower.
Just to, and even more of an alcoholic, and then the Dark Order rally around him a bit more. He gains muscle.
It would work as well.
He runs up the stairs in Philadelphia and stuff like that.
Yes.
Other tropes included.
Yeah.
And he gets the big victory down the line.
Runs through the market and a kid throws him an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really convoluted way just to get a different way to a Hangman and Omega standoff. It's going to be interesting to see how many more different ways they can do it between now and, when is it? September the 9th? The 11th?
God, aye. It's a
10th?
while out.
Yeah. So how many other members of the AEW roster can be roped into a Omega and Hangman standoff?
Frankie's
Tune
rubbish,
in
isn't he?
next
He had one job. He's the Elite Hunter.
And he couldn't
he
even
lost.
beat, like, Sunday League, Gallows.
He's big.
He's big though, yeah, he's big.
He dresses
I
like a
know.
pimp.
Yeah.
His finisher was good.
He
though.
walks like he's got near shins.
Did the Baldo bomb sort of, didn't he? Because he's bald like Albert is,
Yes.
or was, or still is. Yeah. High impact, much balls I've written down. After watching.
Thank you. That's why people tune in.
Yes.
Darby Allin faces Wheeler Yuta. I think the second appearance in a row, while Orange Cassidy does the little kicks with Sting on the outside.
Yes.
Possibly the Hall of Fame winning.
And also Richard Tubman.
Oh, baby.
It's me move of the week. It's a double drop,
Go on.
a muck double. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's my move of the week as well. I've got, because,
What was the move?
Sting and Orange
Oh, the little
Cassidy.
kicks.
The
Yeah.
back. Not just the pitter-patter, but everything that came before as well.
I thought that was the introduction to it. It was a double. It's a double. Oh God, what was it?
Yeah.
It's the thing I've already said.
I've
Sorry.
realised, I've came too early there, everybody, because he hasn't won the Hall of Fame yet, and I don't think he will after you've nominated Andrew's chops. So maybe it's just a single. Maybe next week it'll become a double.
Maybe.
Thank God for the treble.
Aye. We're good at podcasting, us.
We're so good at podcasting. So happy to be here. I like this. I like Sting doing little comedy spots. It's much better than him chasing away 7 grown men.
Definitely.
I've got nothing against Wheeler Yuta, but he's like someone who's turned up to the party that he wasn't invited at. It's just like, here he is, Wheeler Yuta. He's friends with Orange Cassidy. And I'm like, well, a bit more background, please.
He was trained by the Louisiana gentleman, Chuck Taylor.
Kentucky.
That's where Louisiana is, isn't it?
No,
No,
they're
it's
different
not. They're
states.
different states, aren't
Yeah.
they? Monsters kicked in.
Chuck Taylor's the
Kentucky gentleman.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying
They're
to
both
say.
in the South.
But they're different, aren't they?
Ah,
I've made a mess. I've made a right fool of myself on the podcast.
There's probably
Right?
no difference between them. I'm joking.
Oh, sorry. See, look
I
at
was-
Jack.
I was
Jack saying something
taking
to
the
deflect
heat.
from
Yeah,
you. What a
yeah.
lovely
No,
man
I think
you
I was
are.
watching Tom Segura this week, and he has a bit of a controversial thing about Louisiana. I think it's Louisiana where he says they should build a wall around it and just
It's a hard time,
cast it
Louisiana.
away from America.
in New Orleans.
I think it's Louisiana. Sorry about that if it's
Yeah.
not.
Is that Tom Segura and his friend Bert Kreischer?
Bruce Kreischer.
Bruce
Have you
Kreischer and
seen-
Bert
Have
Kreischer.
you seen Tom Segura trying to dunk a basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was the other thing he did this year.
The best thing was, Jack, they'd finished the dunk off because he was having a dunk off competition against Bruce
Yeah.
Kreischer, and they'd finished it. Tom had won.
They were
And
putting the basket slightly higher.
The guys were like, "Oh, you've made it, at whatever." I think they upped it to 9 feet.
Yeah.
Was the one where he did the injury, and he was just doing it for fun. So he won the competition, and he was just doing that one for fun. And as he leapt off, his tendons in his leg snapped, and that caused him to go backwards, and his humerus snapped as well.
And he landed on his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people said he looked like when Peter Griffin falls. One of his arms was behind him and stuff.
And then
Oh.
apparently because people were kicking off because Bruce Kreischer comes in and just like moves his snapped arm to just like put it in a more natural
Oh,
position because
no.
it's like trapped around there.
Oh.
Apparently that was a good thing to do because everyone was
Oh.
going, "Why are you moving a broken arm?" But apparently that could have restarted the blood flow that could have been cut off or something. So
I watched Joe Rogan react because he's like pals with them and stuff.
Yeah.
And I watched his reaction to it and he goes, see, that's why it's good to be a little bit athletic. Just like so that sort of thing doesn't happen.
he's big on that anyhow. Like you've got to get your bone density up before you get old.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Rogan thinks that we all live in the wild and hunt animals
Yeah.
like he does, and that, you know. Yes, he would be fine if society collapsed, but it's not going to. Oh, I shouldn't tempt fate.
What would he be doing? Like, society collapses and he's running the only podcast still running.
From like a cave lair
Yeah.
in the side of a mountain or something.
Inside the walls of Louisiana, which have been bricked up thanks to President Bruce Kreischer.
I tell you, I think I'd be fine if society went tits up because I've been watching that the YouTube channel, The Butchers, where Brock Lesnar went to last week. I've been watching their channel, so I know how to skin a lamb now.
My dad had an
Last night I was watching how to skin a lamb. It's quite easy how you get the whole hind off in one go. I say it's quite easy. They're very skilled with a blade, obviously, but it looked like something you could pick up after a while.
That'd be a
I
good
could-
survival technique to learn. Yeah.
You don't have to know too much to kill a lamb. I'd have to catch it first. That might be the worst thing after watching Clarkson's Farm. But yeah,
Give it a German suplex or something. Yeah. And then, yeah.
Give it a cattle mutilation. Thanks, guys.
Take a bow.
See you
Take
later.
a bow.
Take a booster. Oh.
Britt Baker defends the women's title against Nyla Rose. She tries to do the Eddie Guerrero DQ spot, but Vicky's on the outside and holds on to the referee. She's seen this before.
I like how Vicky knew. That was a nice touch.
Britt still wins with the lockjaw.
Oh, justice for me. Vicky did threaten to shove a jalapeno up her ass.
She did.
You seem very happy about that.
I was really relieved about that.
Because you seem very worried because going, oh no, if she didn't,
then I've just
I
thought
that
she
was
did.
something
Yeah,
very offensive.
I've just been very stereotypical.
And he's like, look, it did happen, and people are like, that's great. You paid attention to Vicky Guerrero.
I couldn't work out any other words in the promo she did, but
Just noise.
yeah.
This was all right.
Just a standard Nyla Rose match, wasn't it? She dominated for large parts and then didn't win.
She's the gatekeeper for the women's division until they think of something to do. Andrade comes out for an in-ring interview with Tony Schiavone, and before it begins, he brings out his new executive consultant. Ooh, Chavo.
He's looking well.
Was this the big surprise they've been teasing for a while?
Yeah, he's replacing one Grove with another. I was pleasantly surprised.
I reckon they tried for Zelina, but she signed with somebody else before they could get her. I reckon that's what happened there. Complete off the top of my head there.
You know what? I think some people would agree with you.
I was surprised. I never thought of Chavo as like a promo guy because he was always overshadowed by how charismatic Eddie was.
Yeah.
But he was good here. He was really good. And maybe I just forgot. Maybe everyone in that sort of era was really good at promos and Chavo just didn't seem that good by comparison.
In WWE, he didn't do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
always like...
WCW, though.
The support, yeah, he was always supporting character Chavo. Yeah, in WCW, he was pretty all right.
Right.
With his horse.
Yeah, he did the stuff... The first like initial run with Eddie, where he had... I think it's in the game, where it's the... Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler. And stuff like that. And what was it? He was the wrestler, like... Eddie's teaching him, like, come on, Chavo, you got this. Stevie Ray's not that big. You can take him. All right. And on pay-per-view, they go, all right. Ring the bell, ding, ding. And then goes, shake your hands, Stevie. He goes, all right, cool. So, tap. Oh, it hurts. And then he went, right, that's it. I'm wrestling you right now, Chavo. You suck. Oh, yeah. So it's good to see, Chavo getting to do his thing.
Interesting, though, how Pac, in this promo, how he says mouth so Americans can understand him.
Oh, does he?
Mouth.
Like Conor McGregor.
Mouth.
Yeah. First name, Roll. Chavo puts over AEW and says a lot of talent backstage, but nobody is talented as Andrade. He's surrounded by Death Triangle. Andrade asks the Lucha Brothers why they work for Pac and says, no, now you work for me. Death Triangle say that they're a family, that Andrade isn't on their level. Chavo does a good bit and goes, oh, sorry about this. Pac, apparently you only speak one language, so I'll speak it in English.
Don't assume that. There's plenty of tap-ass bars in Newcastle, let me tell you. They've got paella and
That should have
everything.
been it. He should have said that. Lots of tap-ass bars here, like, I'll tap that ass.
I went to one.
I was like, what? It's like, sorry.
I went to one the other week near St James's Park and it was delicious. Really nice.
It's one Eldon Square I've been to.
Did you learn any Spanish when you were there?
No, I already knew a little bit.
The answer was yes, Jack. The answer was
Sorry,
yes.
yes, it was. And now I'm fluent in just a day. Like Pac.
Yeah, the more you eat, the more you know. They hit the ring, but referees come out to stop a brawl. This is going to be bad for Pac. But you know what? The match is going to be awesome.
Do you reckon it'll be bad for Pac?
I think Andrade will win.
Do you reckon he'll get turned heel on
By the Lucha Bros.
by the Lucha Bros?
Mexicans.
And they'll realign
Yeah.
with Andrade.
I think it's one of these things where they go, yeah, why are we with you, Pac? Like, we're just kind of together, aren't we?
Well, they stood in front of him slightly on the ramp and I was waiting for like the double super kick, but I did the noise because wait one sec.
Oh, God, because you haven't got the bone density. Ow.
It's better if I had shorts on, it would have been better.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that, but it didn't happen. And I was like, whoa, nice.
Double.
God, you just, the editing now.
Wait, pretend I'm Pete Dunne. One sec. It's kind of worked.
That was nice.
I'm a
Take your
worker,
shirt
but-
off, Jack, and do it properly.
No.
Andrew. To be fair, I don't think that would work with him. Because it's literally just bone, isn't it? And muscle.
Yeah.
There's no, like, nothing to clap.
You'd have to snap him in half, which I'm sure could be arranged. Orange Cassidy beats the Blade after avoiding a brass knuck shot. He hits the Blade with the brass knucks after the match. Nice little tidy.
But
finish
heelish
there.
from Orange. I thought he was going to give him a gentle, lazy Orange Cassidy tap with the brass knuckles, but he went, yeah! I was like, whoa.
Nah, he deserved it.
Two wrongs do not make a right, Orange Cassidy.
Certainly don't. But the main event, Lance Archer, who has lost every big match up until now in AEW, beats Dean Bloody Ambrose.
All right, well, John Moxley.
Dean Bloody.
Did I write Dean Ambrose?
You have?
No!
I'm reading it as it's like
Oh, no, Jack, what have you done?
Dean Moxley, the Texas Death Match to win the IWGP US title. New Japan's, is it Hikuleo? Hikuleo, thank you. Gets ring afterwards for a stare down.
That's
but
when
he
Hook,
won it.
That's when Hook goes to New Japan. That'll be his
Hikuleo,
name.
yeah.
Hikuleo.
And it was just batting around, a brawl. Barbed wire was used.
The
blood
crowd
was
behind
used.
Archer as well because he's from Texas.
Yeah.
I like that.
Moxley bladed on camera and didn't care.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the fork bits were allowed on TV.
Yeah.
It's one thing it being on pay-per-view, but two lads going, I'm going to stab you in the
Yeah.
face with a fork.
There was
I can't
one
believe that's
point
on
where
TV.
Moxley had him down on the ground and he was just like...
It was a bit on just before the final spot. Archer just doing that. Very, motion. Like, here's how to stab a man in the face.
Get a
with a fork.
man down with
we
the
all doing
shank, as the song goes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get man down with the shank. Get man down with the shank. It's a parody song. It's not real. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay. Phew. And then I'm surprised that it was a clean loss for Dean. You thought somebody's feuding
From
with...
John, please stop.
Sorry.
I know I
From
wrote the wrong
John.
thing.
Someone feuding with John, maybe Seth Rollins, would come in and interfere. But no, clean
Yeah.
loss.
And it should have been... I'm glad. Because the loss isn't going to hurt Moxley.
Nah.
He was caught in the barbed wire, apparently. He wouldn't get up anyway. He was going...
Nah, the softy.
Aye.
Nah. I mean, some people are annoyed because it wasn't Texas Deathmatch rules officially because it was
just a last man standing
and
match,
somebody
yeah.
said, no, that's the New Japan rules for...
Oh. So the governing
Japan,
body,
Texas.
the IWGP, were like, no, it has to be right. Okay.
Yeah. Texas, Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. You think of a different Texas, silly. And wow, 2 hours or so in, that was the week in
Let's
wrestling.
rattle through this mailbag.
We need
Come on.
Chris Jericho. Do you not laugh at Chris Jericho's reveal of the Painmaker? I think he's overestimated how much people like are invested
yeah.
in the Painmaker. He was facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
He was going for the Cactus Jack reveal with Triple H going, no, he's taking his mask off. He's a different man. I didn't get that same feeling from the Painmaker.
If he turned around to reveal the Ayatollah of rock and roll and the little goatee, I'd be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, you're the only person who thinks this is an alternate version of yourself. This is just you.
Bet Nick Gage is quaking in his trainers.
Oh, God, forget Nick Gage, walking down the street promo going, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about your makeup. Your makeup's going to be streaking down your face when you're crying.
I'm going to eat some ice cream.
MDK.
He likes ice cream.
He's
apparently.
very...
I love ice cream.
Isn't he very... liberal though as well. He'd be like, I mean, I respect your right to wear makeup and not be judged for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Got out of rules.
Nick Gage don't care about your pronouns. I'll kill you, whatever. MDK.
Nick Gage respect your right, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. Have you met him?
Yeah.
What's he
we were
like?
At the Vegas.
Is he just like
At
how he is?
The infamous me sat down next to Hornswoggle and Bryce
Oh,
Remsburg
aye.
having a few shots. As Jack has put it, it's the only time Matthews looked like a normal human being.
No, I didn't. I said it's the tallest I've ever seen you look. I said it was the tallest
Oh, okay.
I'd ever seen you. You were towering over those men.
Yes. Well, with Hornswoggle, I'd bloody
Well, yeah,
hope
I mean,
so.
yeah.
I mean, Bryce is, he's a bit short. But then, I'll call Nick Gage. Walked past. I went, hello, sir. And he was like, yeah, what? And I went, I'm sorry to bother you. Sorry to
he's
bother
just
you.
how he is.
Sorry. Just suppose I could buy a shirt off you. Yes, you can. Bought a shirt off him. I couldn't find it today or I worn it. I'll wear it next week when he wins. But it was just like, thank you very much for your support. And then I said, can I have a photo? Yes, you can. And then,
Nice guy. You're part of MDK now.
yeah. It is weird trying to explain the hype and attraction towards it, but watched him growing up.
Oh.
Go CZW, going to prison, coming out, paid his debt to society, going back, rebuilding himself, being more popular now than he's ever been.
Well, I didn't quite get it until Dark Side of the Ring. I always thought he robbed a bank and everyone likes him. But watching Dark Side of the Ring,
we didn't like him because he robbed a
watching
bank,
Dark
yeah.
Side of the Ring, I was like, oh no, he's had a really tough life, and it's nice
Yeah.
to see him make himself better. You know what I mean? It's a really nice story.
There's something very touching about somebody who's hit rock bottom,
Yeah.
reached the bottom. Like you said, it's not like he's gone, I got away with it. He's like, went to prison,
Yeah.
and got out, and he's trying to do the best he can. I'm like, more power to him.
No, good. Good.
Yeah.
I'm pleased.
MDK.
Aye. Right.
Try and get him to do a video for Cultaholic. Shout outs to Puppet Jack. My favourite of the Jacks. Also, Golden Balls, The Rock, all the NXT crew. That was the week in wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag.
Let's see what you've got to say to us.
Yeah.
MDK stands for mailbag.
Go on, you got this. You got this.
Mailbag delivers
Knowledge.
questions with a K because we're cool.
Okay.
Questions. Someone out there must spell questions with a K.
Richard loved that one. He's buzzing. He's
I-
laughing.
I-
in the
I-
corner.
He knows I'm from the streets, you know.
That's right. Audience of one. Ahoy, comrades of Cultaholic. Coming off of Money in the Bank this last weekend, I was really hoping for a Liv Morgan win. When she lost, I began doing Big Papa Triple H's least favorite thing, and I thought about what could be next for her character.
Oh, you just got to let the story play out. You marks.
Don't have a fantasy book.
Yeah.
Don't enjoy. Don't try. Yeah, don't get invested.
Okay. And he does the NFL analogy and then
Yeah.
Meltzer just throws it there. I think Liv Morgan as an underdog babyface has tons of potential. So I propose this. Sonya Deville, upon her return to the ring, feuds with Liv Morgan while retaining her position in power alongside Adam Pearce. She could captain the Survivor Series team and do everything in her power to keep Liv off of it. Liv finds her way onto the team, maybe in a 20-woman battle royal or a gauntlet match, something where the odds are stacked against her. Sonya could then attack Liv to get her pinned and out of the match. This could go on until Liv Morgan can be the Iron Woman in the 2022 Royal Rumble match, where Sonya has her enter at number 1, just have a spot in the Rumble. My question for you this week, what is your favorite long-term wrestling storyline? Something that doesn't involve Big E wrestling Apollo 16 times. Thank you guys for all the work throughout the pandemic. The entertainment you provided has kept many people, including myself, at least partially sane throughout lockdown. Keep up the excellent work. Dave from Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Dave from Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Dave from Pittsburgh.
I liked his booking idea, definitely, but it wasn't relevant to the question. It
I was
just
going to say,
him showing
my
off.
favourite long-term wrestling storyline was that question.
Yeah, it was good.
We do get a lot of that. Like,
Here's my clever idea.
Yeah.
Also, what's your favourite type of
here's something
spaghetti?
happened to me today because I've got nothing else to talk to. By
No,
the
I
way,
love
what's
the
your favorite
one-
cheese?
No, I love the random story ones. But that was a good booking idea, and I would like to see it play out exactly as Dave has described. But my favourite long-term story is the build to Shawn Taker 2 at WrestleMania 26 with the Elimination Chamber and Jericho.
And the Rumble,
all
yes.
that. that one, yeah. What's yours?
Mine's Undertaker and Kane. Kane's arrival in WWE. All that stuff. Kane is coming! That's not Paige, that's Paul Bearer. So yeah, all that stuff, and then Kane's arrival and all the spooky bollocks we saw back then.
What's yours?
'Cause that was like 6 months, wasn't it? Before Kane actually arrived, between Paul saying it and Kane arrived.
Oh, was that long?
Aye.
Oh, wow.
Long time.
It was a few months, yeah. Because then, like, Paul Bearer said, "Okay, your brother's alive." And then we're like, "Oh, you got a brother?" And then Taker was like, "Yeah, I thought he was dead, but I guess I've got one."
Then Taker didn't want to fight his brother, then eventually he did, and then WrestleMania 14, and wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yours?
Yeah. God, full of Kane. I'll go with, yeah, why not? Bret Hart progressively turning more and more heel and hating. Well, started off being McMahon, then it hated America. Because, like, he loses the title. Sorry, the issue with Royal Rumble 97, where he eliminated Steve Austin, but Steve Austin's like, no referees are looking. He comes back in. So it's like, wait, I won the Rumble. He goes, no, you didn't. It's like, oh, so they do the final 4. And he wins the vacant title to Shawn Michaels. Then he loses to Sid on Raw after interference. So Vince McMahon's like, how are you feeling, Brett? He's like, frustrated. Frustrated isn't the word. This is BS. And then he gets more mad, and that results in Austin, Brett, him double turning, and Brett being miserable Brett, who we all know and love. And then Brett coming out, I wasn't sure when it happened, but soon afterwards, Davey Boy and Owen are wrestling on Raw, and Brett goes, listen, guys, you guys are family. Doing the Vin Diesel thing, he goes, family is strong. You know, America wants you guys to feud. America wants you guys to hate each other. Crowd booing, saying, see, they're booing, and all this. And then, that whole 97 run with Brett was amazing.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't.
We've chosen some strong options there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all fantastic wrestling minds, you know?
Yeah, we are, yeah. I thought Maffew was going to bust out something really indie, like someone's eternal quest to win the Battle of LA over the years or something like that. But no, you've gone for Brett. You've gone where your heart lies.
Slow burn of Adam Pacienti's heel turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good moment. Good morning, it says here. I stayed up too late last night watching Game 6 of the NBA Finals, where the Milwaukee Bucks won the series thanks to a 50-point performance from Giannis. Maffew, don't worry about the last name. Even most NBA media guys just say Giannis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Greek Freak, as he's known.
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak, because his proportions are just insane. Like, he's really tall, like all basketballers, but his arms are so long.
Like Hook.
He doesn't look like her.
Now, on last week's podcast, Jack made a comment that the NBA Finals this year didn't have any big stars like LeBron James. However,
Sort of, yeah.
after last night's game, Giannis has secured his place at the very top of the league in terms of performance and popularity.
Yeah.
The question is this. Can you think of a wrestler who went from, well, they're really good, to they're one of the greatest of all time in a single match? Wow. Thanks for everything and glad to see you're all back in the office together. Ashley from Memphis.
Thank you, Ashley. I hope you're walking.
Hey.
Milwaukee. So you meant to say it, aren't you?
Yeah. Or Green Bay, if you're R-Truth.
Hey. I can't think of one answer to this question. Can you?
Star-making performances, I mean,
I can remember
they do happen,
the one that comes to my mind straight away is Rumble 2015, where Rollins solidified himself as a main event guy against Lesnar and Cena. So maybe he walked into that match and he did all the moves and whatnot and took the beating and the Phoenix Splash and all that stuff. Then the crowd were like clapping him out. Like that was his arrival as a proper main eventer in my eyes, at least.
I would have said Survivor Series 2014 because
Dolph Ziggler.
he was the MVP of that match because he was like, okay, you kind of belong here, but then that was the bit when he got Ziggler. He was just by himself and grabbed his hand and went, tag out your partners, Ziggler. I'm like, oh, this guy has got money written all over him. That's a good one for Seth. I would say Kevin Owens when he made his appearance on Raw, and this is a great moment. Sami Zayn had challenged John Cena the previous Raw because it was in John Cena's US title, even though Sami Zayn's Canadian. Bret Hart did nothing wrong, and came out. And Sami Zayn injured himself on his entrance, or maybe that was a cover because he was already injured. I'm not sure. Maybe the truth's somewhere in the middle. And then Kevin Owens was on NXT. Showed up the next week and went, Cena, you're taking credit for injuring Sammy? I did that. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm the NXT champ, whatever, US champ. Back in the days when NXT champ showed us up on Raw, it was an amazing moment. And beat Cena. He bloody beat Cena.
Not only that, but he made sense in his promos and whatnot, saying, no, you don't get to tell me what to do. I've been doing this for 15 years, whatever he said back then. Oh, amazing from start to finish.
Beat Cena. What's yours?
This one's because I didn't know anything about Omega in PWG or in DDT and stuff. So when he was in New Japan, I was like, he's a really good junior heavyweight, winning the belt and stuff. And then he started having heavyweight matches and he won the G1 and stuff. And I was like, wow, he's really good. But then the first match with Okada, for me, put him on like a different level. I was like, wow, he's actually one of the best in the world because it was just insane. I was watching it on my lunch break at What Culture, and it was one of those matches where like I just didn't care who won. I just didn't want them to botch anything. I wanted the match to be as good as it was. I've just hit the mic there. So that's a boring answer, but I'll go Kenny Omega. Even though at the time though he was probably already recognized by a lot cooler people than me as already one of the best in the world. But for me, I was like, wow. Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here and we'll get to talk about the New Japan stuff in AEW because I don't talk.
Wow, someone wants to get in very...
Someone's knocking at the door.
So you can translate and explain a lot of this to me because like I only had a passing interest in that period where everybody was watching...
New Japan.
Everybody from the West was watching New Japan because of people like Omega and stuff like that. So I'm glad we're going to be talking about that stuff. And coincidentally, someone else agrees with me, I know Jack is a former DDT Iron Man heavy metalweight. There we go. Heavy welterweight champion.
Two-time brother.
Yeah. And you're on Wikipedia forever. But I can't remember the events of what led to this travesty.
Can't really talk about it, to be honest. It involves a disgraced wrestler.
Oh, it did. Well, that narrows it down. In my mind, I can see Jack hooking the leg like he would be hugging a tree trunk because he's pint-sized.
What?
I might have forgotten to delete that part of the question.
What?
That's right, you're so small.
So nasty.
So tiny.
Yeah. And I'm not a towering human being. No, I'm getting so defensive. I just need to chill.
I'm sure Jack's the tallest member of the podcast.
Yeah.
I can't work out who's taller than me and Ross, but yeah.
So it's between you two. I'm in the background
It
going...
depends how humid it is that day, because Ross's hair can get quite a bit of height.
Oh, a bit of
right.
poof. Bit of poof.
But we're both about 5'10".
I'm 5'10" and a bit.
Same.
We'll have me skin, me one all over.
I am not. I'm at the perfect height to be winning the NXT title right now. But anyway, I received great news that my fiance and I, in brackets, who got engaged during WrestleMania weekend this year, are now showered with more great news, and we are now having a baby. Ooh.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations, but I still don't like him very much.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to say now? Like, oh, well done.
Yeah, right. With this great news, my endorphins are flowing. So I decided to submit a quiz for Maffew and Jack
This is a different question, Jack. A different guy.
to
Oh,
have some fun.
Wait, what?
Pass to Ross for quiz.
wait, this is a different...
Different guy, isn't it? You're on a different question now.
Wasn't a question asked, no. That was just the intro.
That was the intro to the question.
Yeah.
Well, that proves how much I read.
Is this the Reese's Pieces or is this the mailbag?
This is the quiz. This is the
Okay,
quiz.
this is the mailbag. Okay, right.
Pass to Ross for quiz, and it says like Killer Cross driving away from Smoke.
I'm trying to keep the paper away from Jack, you know, so you can't see the
I'm not going to...
answers.
Congratulations
Oh, am
for
I?
the...
Oh, no, I'll read that afterwards.
Congratulations for the... What was the name? Or are we going to read out the
We'll
name
get
after?
there at the end, I
okay.
think.
Well, I think they're from Canada, so it's going to have heart in the name.
I'm trying to not see that.
Are we
So congrats.
ready? We're going to fly
I'm
through
ready.
this quiz. It's
Oh,
three,
I don't
it's,
look at you.
it's 3 sides of paper, lads.
It's 3 sides. All right,
Only
go.
4 wrestlers have started the Elimination Chamber and have gone on to win it. Name at least one of the participants who conquered this feat. Go on then.
Undertaker.
Correct.
Can I have a guess
Yeah,
now?
go on.
Triple H?
No. You could have had CM Punk, John Cena, or Daniel Bryan.
Oh, 70s. Go on.
British Bulldog.
Richard Blowbrook.
The Toilet Man, British Bulldog, has the most combined days as European champion with 249 in brackets recognised days. But who is the second man to have the most combined days? As a multiple choice. I'll go for the options. Triple H, D'Lo Brown, Eddie Guerrero, William Regal. You got there first.
D'Lo Brown.
Incorrect.
Oh, I was going to say that as well. So is that Triple H?
Triple H,
Regal?
Guerrero, Regal.
Oh, I think. Oh Christ, Triple H.
Incorrect. I'll go in ascending order. D'Lo Brown 126, Eddie Guerrero 134, Triple H 149, William Regal 173.
See, that sounds really obvious, but I don't remember much.
I feel like
of
D'Lo-
Regal's European.
I feel like
championship
D'Lo
reign.
always had the belt.
Yeah.
Back to the chamber we go. Out of all the eliminations in an elimination chamber match, which move has had the most success in eliminating competitors?
Oh, come on.
Is it a roll-up?
No,
Oh,
Would you have gone for roller?
I thought it was going to be it. Go on. What
it's
were
an
you
actual move.
gonna say? It's actual move.
A, a finishing move that is used by more than one wrestler.
Oh, spear.
Yes.
Close.
Makes sense.
Edge.
Oh, well, there's
Lashley,
nine in
Batista.
total. Edge 4, Bobby 2, Big Show 1, Goldberg 1, Roman 1.
Big Show won.
He used to hit the spear.
ECW, I guess.
He had a beautiful
Oh.
spear.
I can't be
Not
asked
like
to do a
that.
choke slam spear. Yeah.
Only 3 wrestlers in WWE are undefeated in ladder matches. Name at least one of these participants. This does not count in other promotions, is written down in brackets.
Undefeated in what, every ladder match they've been in?
In WWE ladder matches.
Oh, so I was going to say Edge, but that's not right.
There's 3 wrestlers you could have here.
I've got a guess.
Undefeated.
I've got John Cena.
No. They're not the most obvious names, to be honest with you.
Kalisto.
No.
He only had one, didn't he?
Big E.
Oh,
is-
TLC won it. Oh.
According to the sheet of paper in front of me, Big E's 3-0, Triple H is 3-0, Kurt Angle 2-0.
Triple H, ladder match specialist.
Yeah.
Aye.
Couldn't go too long, man.
Stone Cold Steve Austin has had multiple WWF tag team title runs, 4 to be exact. Name his partners.
Dude Love,
Yep.
The Undertaker,
Yep.
Shawn Michaels.
Yep. One more.
I've got it. I'll let Maffew.
It's the most obvious one, some might say.
I would,
Oh, no.
for my era.
The name of the tag team.
Oh, Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
The 2-man power trip.
I nearly dropped that ball.
Who dethroned Kane for the Intercontinental Championship in 2001?
Oh,
It's a
go
multiple
on.
choice, everybody.
Go on, take
Lance
it.
Storm, Test, Albert, or Triple H? Jack.
Triple H.
Incorrect.
No, what?
It's your Desert Island bloody great, Albert.
Albert, yeah.
Oh, is it?
I let you.
Not that match, though.
No, it wasn't. It should have
Really?
been though. That
I
was like an
thought
awesome
Triple H
match.
beat him and then wanted to retire the Intercontinental belt, or it was going to be absorbed.
No, that was RVD.
Was that later?
02, in 02.
That was with Jeff Hardy, wasn't it?
When did Albert beat Kane?
In 01.
In 2001 for the
He
Intercontinental
gave him
Championship.
the Hurricane Rana.
Ah. On May the 27th, 2002 edition of Raw, a fan jumped the barricade and tried to get involved in a ladder match for the IC title. Who were the participants?
Eddie Guerrero and Van Damme.
Correct. Bret Hart defeated The Miz for the United States title on Raw in 2010. Unfortunately, we didn't get a 5-year reign from the excellence of execution, and he vacated the title next week on Raw. Who became the champion after Bret-alicious? Multiple choice again. Was it John Morrison, The Miz, Kofi Kingston, or R-Truth?
I am going to guess The Miz.
No.
Oh,
I genuinely thought it was him. So I'm going to say, Kofi Kingston.
R-Truth was the correct answer.
Oh,
Whoopsie diddles, we move on. In which order did Mick Foley enter his lovable gimmicks into the 1999 Royal Rumble? In ascending order, Maffew.
Me?
yeah,
Well,
I guess
he was
we're
about to say-
settling into a rhythm.
Jack-
yeah.
Don't go reverse. Go the way they ordered. The way they
I've
entered.
seen the 98 one. I believe it's Cactus Jack because he comes up with Terry Funk.
That is correct.
And then it's 50-50 chance Maffew can ask the audience. No, he's bored. All right, cool.
Young Jamie, who entered second?
Mankind, Dude Love.
Correct.
Oh,
Edge and Christian.
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 That's good, that's
with
you.
a K. We're on a roll, winning TLC matches for the tag team titles. Who were the team to finally derail their winning ways?
Was it Jericho and Benoit?
That is
was
correct.
in TLC.
Who was the
Go
first
on.
person to become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion? Multiple choice here. Was it Bret Hart? Was it Ultimate Warrior? Was it Don Morocco? Or was it Tito Santana? Multiple time Intercontinental Champion. The first one to do it.
Bugger. Bret Hart.
Don Morocco. The Rock teamed with Chris Jericho in 2001 to capture his last tag team championship. How many times has he won the title? This is about The Rock. Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? Or is it 7?
I'll go 4.
Incorrect.
6.
It's 5. 3 with Mankind, 1 with Undertaker, 1 with Chris Jericho. 2 men held the European Championship for 33 days. No other wrestlers has tied with this statistic. 2 men held the European Championship for 33 days. No other wrestlers has tied with this statistic. Name those 2.
Name 2 crappy European champions.
Four.
It's multiple choice, sorry. You could have... sorry, everybody. It could be Mideon and Mark Henry. It could be Jeff Hardy and Bradshaw. It could be Perry Saturn and Shane McMahon, or Owen Hart and Kurt Angle.
I'll go for Perry Saturn and Shane McMahon.
Incorrect.
Bradshaw and the other one.
Mideon and Mark Henry is the
Mideon
answer.
held it for 33 days.
He didn't hold it. He got out Shane McMahon's bag and Shane McMahon said,
Yes.
whatever.
Before the US Championship had been deactivated at the end of the Alliance storyline, Edge beat whom to become the champion? Was it Rhino? Was it Canyon? Was it Angle? Or was it Test? No.
I wanted to say that as you said.
Was
wasn't
it
Test.
No, it wasn't
Canyon?
Test.
Oh, I thought they had this Survivor Series match. No?
Not according to the sheet of paper.
Oh, sorry.
Canyon.
No, it was Angle.
Was it now?
Oh, wasn't that Survivor Series that the United the titles?
I'm thinking of the immunity battle.
Yeah,
the
that's what I was
test one.
thinking.
That, yeah.
The-
Edge beat Lance Storm around this sort of time as well,
That was
in a
at
really
SummerSlam.
nice
SummerSlam,
opener.
yeah.
Ah, right, yeah.
Braun Strowman and Shayna Baszler currently have the record for the most eliminations with 5 apiece. You'll never guess where. Inside the Elimination Chamber. No one has 4. However, these 4 superstars are tied for 3 apiece. Goldberg, Undertaker, CM Punk, and whom? Not meaning Jim Neidhart.
No.
It's the final question of the quiz.
Who's basically got a lot of
Who
eliminations?
has 3 eliminations
In one match.
in one match?
in one match? Honestly,
Seth Rollins?
Incorrect.
is it one of Carlito or Masters?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
What?
Yeah, because they were rolling up lads all the time.
Oh.
I don't know which one though. Who would do the roll up? Carlito because he's smaller.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Who won that? I've got no idea, but
John
that was
Cena?
the quiz.
Oh, the
Alicious.
quiz. Oh, I thought you meant the
Cares
match.
about John Cena.
Maffew won, I reckon. He got points early on.
I think we should give it to John Cena.
Yeah, let's do that. Shoot every week when there's a quiz.
Yeah.
Should we do the winner is
The
John
champion.
Cena.
Champion of all our hearts. But there you go. That was the quiz.
Thank
We've
you.
rattled through that one. There's a
We
second
certainly
bit of the
did.
question.
There's a bit at the end there. Marissa from Canada. Now, I've wanted to do a quiz for you guys for a while now, and I finally got around to doing it. I
thank
enjoy
you.
listening to you chaps and all your shenanigans, even though I don't agree with some stuff you say, mostly Jack. But like the old saying goes, opinions like arseholes, everyone's got one, and they all stink. Also, Maffew, fun fact in case you didn't know, the X-Pac energy
Shut
drink
up, end the email.
he had in 99 is actually featured in the entrance video during the time. I listen to SmackDown podcast religiously. Ooh, and on repeat to keep me sane while I work. On repeat.
No, insane.
Anyway, thanks for all you do and hope you're all staying safe and taking care of yourselves.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed the quiz, I may do another one in the future. All the best from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Originating from Vancouver, BC, MJ.
Thank you, MJ.
Thank you, MJ.
F.
Thank you, Michael Jackson.
Yes.
From the Canadian Michael Jackson.
The Canadian Michael Jackson, thank you very much. If you have any questions, thoughts, or opinions disguised as questions, get those a lot, don't we? Please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. The time for the segment So Sweet, they named a segment after it on this show, Reese's Pieces. Hello, gentlemen. A few weeks ago, you did a Reese's Pieces where you had to guess a wrestler's real name, so I thought I would do something similar. Below will be a list of wrestlers that have a connection, either a stable, backstage group, series of matches, or something like that. And you have to guess who is the oldest and youngest of the group. The age and date of birth will be included of each person to be revealed after the guess. Good luck, Luke from the Gold Coast via Melbourne, Australia.
Good luck, Luke.
Good luck.
So group
Pack
one.
of tabs and me bottle of Brune. Geordie Jumpers. Good luck. Oh. Fun times in the 90s.
They really were, weren't they? They're never coming back. Group one, The Click. Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Triple H, or Sean Waltman? First of all, who do you think is the oldest?
Michaels.
Scott Hall.
I'm shocked at some of these, by the way. And who do you think's the youngest?
Waltman.
It's an easy one, isn't it? Yes, Waltman's the baby at age 48. I have to just check who's the actual technical oldest because it comes down the wire. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are both 62.
Oh,
all right. Nash, July 9th, 1959. Scott Hall, October 20th, 1958.
Yeah.
So Scott Hall. Well done. 62, the pair of them.
That's a pair of them. Look at the
The
pair,
pair
of
of them. Old get. Group 2, the BSK. The Undertaker. Savio Vega. Rikishi. The Godfather. Dennis Knight. Or Mark Canterbury.
Mark
Mark
Canterbury.
Hog. Henry O. Godwin.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, right.
Dennis Knight is Midian, a.k.a. Pig.
Yeah.
Phineas. Hog or Pig.
I'll go for Taker being the eldest.
I'll go for Charles Wright.
And who do you think's the youngest? Charles Wright or Dennis Knight?
The Godfather. Was he in there?
No, Dennis Knight's Midian.
Was the Godfather in there?
No.
Oh, just because it was BS. Sorry.
Taker, yeah, you think so?
I'll go for Taker as well then.
Okay, so Taker's the oldest, and who do you think's the youngest?
I think one of the God ones. The other God, the pig one.
Yeah, Pig or Hog?
Pig.
You got Pig?
I'll go Hog then.
All right. The oldest is the Godfather, age 60.
Wow.
Undertaker is only 56. Well, he's been dead for a while.
See you later, Richard.
He's been stalking their birth certificates here.
Do you see what's happened there? I've been screwed. I've been absolutely screwed.
How so?
Because I was like, you were like, who do you think's the oldest? And I was like, the Godfather probably. And you were like, he's not in there. And then
you did.
And you've gone, the oldest is the Godfather.
You said his real name. You said his real name. So
It's
I
my
was
fault.
God. No. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
I was like how I walked off and neither
You
you
said
said
his shoot
anything.
name. You're like, Ross? Trevor. No, sorry. You beg your pardon. Yeah, you were right there. I didn't realize what was happening. It's like,
couldn't
Jack's
believe that.
pretending to be upset. Oh, he's upset. Sorry. The Godfather? Charles.
Charles
the
Wright.
wrestling journalist friends is
Charlie.
the oldest.
I call him Chaz.
Yeah, I call him Chaz Wazza. And the youngest, it wasn't Hog. Hog is only 57. It is Dennis Knight, 52. That's Pig. Pig.
Big old pig.
Big old pig. Group 3, TLC Founding Fathers. Edge, Christian, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy. Who's the youngest?
Oh, it's hard, this.
Youngest will be Devon Dudley. I'm going to go for.
I'll go for Jeff Hardy.
Oldest will be Matt Hardy.
Oldest will be... I'll go for Devon Dudley for the oldest.
Oh.
Bubba Ray Dudley is 49.
Okay.
He's by far the oldest.
Oh, by far.
Oh.
And the youngest, Jeff Hardy, age 43.
He was a wee bairn at the time.
Eternally
Yeah.
mid-20s for us all, I guess.
Forever young.
Oh, no.
He's gonna be forever young. Gonna kick the baseline. Mr. What was he called?
Mr. Hudson.
Mr. Hudson, aye. And Jay Zizzle
Yeah.
from like 2K9. Not 2K2, 2K9.
No. They're completely different years. Group 4, Hall of Fame 4 Horsemen. Oh, so Oli will not be here. Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, or JJ Dillon.
JJ
I'll
the
go
oldest.
JJ oldest. Yeah, he looks oldest. Youngest, I'll
Big Baz,
say...
Big Barry Windham.
For youngest, I'll go for... It's hard, that. When did Tully start? I'll go Tully, I guess, but I don't know.
Well, you're both right for oldest. JJ Dillon, 79.
Nice.
In case you're wondering, Ric Flair's 72. And for youngest, Bazza Wyndham,
Ah,
61.
Fair.
Tully's 67. Looks pretty all right for 67, to be
I
honest.
know,
with you.
yeah.
God. Group 5, WWE 4 Horsewomen. Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, or Becky.
I'm pretty sure Sasha's the youngest.
Sasha youngest, yeah, and Charlotte oldest, I reckon.
I'll go Sasha youngest and... Who did you say oldest? there?
Charlotte Flair.
I'll go Becky then, just to be different.
Oh, Ross is right on both.
Fair.
Sasha Banks, 29. Charlotte Flair, 35.
God, it's disgusting, that.
Yeah,
Sasha's
Bayley's
very close to
32
our age.
and Becky's 34.
She's been on the go since we were kids. Sasha Banks
So
has.
when Sasha was having that amazing feud with Bayley in NXT, she was like 24 or something.
24,
What?
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, some people just have it, don't they? Again, this is God-given stuff to other people, isn't it?
That's right.
Why can't we have some?
We've got this podcast, Ross.
Yes. they're going.
Point proven.
We've got this table.
They're like going from coach to Jet going, God, I wish I was a podcast. Why did God make them the podcast people? Group 6, MMA, 4 Horsewomen.
Ooh.
Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, or Marina Shafir.
Shayna's the oldest.
Shayna's the oldest, yeah.
The youngest,
Yeah, that's the easy one.
I'll go for Jessamine Duke.
I'll go for Marina Shafir.
Yep, Shayna Baszler, 40. The youngest is Marina Shafir at 33.
Oh.
I'm very good at picking the oldest,
Wow.
but not the young. I'm all over the place with the youngest.
You should know because you're young.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
5 years old, have you heard?
I've heard this.
He's
as
been
well.
5 years old for at
I've
least
been
5 years.
years old for about 6 years now.
And the last group is The Beautiful People.
Beautiful people. Oh no, not him. No, I shouldn't. No, not him.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
He's not cool.
no, he's
Beg your
not cool. No.
pardon. Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, or Lacey Von Erich.
Lacey, the youngest.
Yep, I agree.
The oldest, Madison Rain, I'll go for.
For oldest, I'll go for Angelina Love.
Lacey Von Erich, 34. The oldest is Velvet Sky at 40.
Oh. Well, she is with Bubba Ray Dudley, the oldest TLC innovator. So
That's right.
9 year gap between the pair.
say what you want.
What a lucky Goyle. So, thank you very much for the Reese's Pieces. Appreciate you sending those little things. They're very well done. I think most of the time we get these. There's only been a few ones that were gone, oh God, it's just never going to end. But that one, perfectly timed, perfectly placed, not too long, not too short. If you have any others, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Are you ready to do the thing?
Yeah.
What a great podcast.
What a great podcast.
It's been a great podcast.
It'll be even better next week when I don't walk away from the mic.
I move away from the microphone to breathe.
That meme is older than most of the people watching this.
Yeah.
The big question this week, what will be the dream matches for CM Punk and Bryan Danielson? I have to call him that, won't we? Bloody hell.
Not in the
if-
title, though. We want the engagement.
Yes.
He's Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. TM, trademark. When they join, or if they join, AEW, which is happening very, very soon, according to most people.
Yeah.
And those most people are bodyslam.net. Thank you for the hit.
What do we... The problem is that Bryan's so good that anyone. So I'm trying to narrow it down in my brain. Oh, Kenny Omega.
Yeah, they switched PW titles.
They did that stupid thing once where they were both doing some nursery rhyme that I'd never heard.
Oh, I had to Google that as well.
The Jim John.
I just want to know something. What's your name?
Yeah.
My name is John Jacob.
Jingle Heimer Schmidt. Yeah.
Jacob
I don't
Heimer
get it.
Schmidt, which was not a thing over here.
Is it a
by the way.
Canadian thing or an American thing?
Well, Daniel Bryan seemed to know it, so I'll go with American.
they both-
Because he's American Dragon.
Because then Omega, sounding very Canadian, actually goes, that means every time we go out, and I was like, oh, what are they talking about here? And then they start singing the song.
It's like you and that song you had at school that
I
no one's
got
ever heard of.
one tweet, one DM going, I went there. It was so well done. I assumed every school had that. Gotta have teamwork, working together.
Sounds like
we
the
can
worst
get the job
thing
done
ever.
right. It's all down to teamwork. Da-da-da. No need to fuss or fight, because when we use teamwork, comes out right. Yeah. Decades later, I can still remember it. Assembly.
So I'll go Omega for Bryan then. I think.
Bryan. Oh,
Let's do Bryan first, yeah, because I
Omega-
need more time to think of
Bryan.
Punk.
Omega's the obvious one in it. But maybe there's a big part of me wants to see Daniel Bryan be a heel, or Bryan Danielson be a heel again. So
Delicious.
maybe Jungle Boy.
Delicious.
Maybe a passing of the torch, delicious kind of moment. Oh.
Yeah. He's like, dragons don't belong in the jungle or something.
Luchasaurus. There we go. There's the answer.
Ah.
And then breathe fire at each other.
Yeah.
Who's your Daniel Bryan one? Bryan Danielson one. That's going to take a while to
No,
get used to.
really. There's so many good ones. But I look forward to the first match you'll have, which will be against Cody Rhodes.
Oh man, go away! No, please no. I want Malachi Black. Sorry to give his full name. Tommy Malachi Blackend is what I'm going to call
From
him.
Dusseldorf.
He's got two names for some reason.
Thanks, Excalibur wrestled.
I hope he kicks Cody so hard he's gone for years. Years, I tell you.
So my CM Punk one's Cody Rhodes. Because I just think that the promos will be really good in that. Or MJF.
Yeah, the promos.
I'll go Cody, you can go MJF.
Yeah, I like MJF. Punk.
MJF, CM Punk.
Is MJF from Chicago? No, he's New York. Of course he is. He's from Long Island, the greatest place in the world, apparently. Yeah, I'll go Cody for CM Punk. It's Cody trying to say, I did the right thing, and I left and made my dreams come true. And CM Punk going, shut up, mate. I think that'll be pretty good.
I starred in Girl on the Fourth Floor. Is it fourth floor, third floor, second floor? I don't know what it's called. I watched
It's a
it.
floor
though.
too many for me because I didn't see it.
The
I
horror
watched it,
film.
though. Yeah, the horror
Do you
film.
watch
where
it?
I watched it. It's on Prime.
Is he the villain?
No, he lives in a house and there's a girl who lives in the attic and the wall.
Is he the hero?
I remember him getting. Does he get sucked into a wall? It's been a couple of years since I've seen it. But
Is he good in it?
he looked like an actor.
Oh,
I didn't
fair
think he was bad.
That's all right then.
And does he go, that's
No,
the wall,
nose,
that's the
what a
wall,
lovely-
brother.
What a lovely nose he's got. That's what my main memory from the film was. What a lovely
What? Even after Mickey Gall got to him. God.
what a lovely swooping nose he has.
Does he?
Looks a bit like Woody from Toy Story.
CM Punk.
Now, there's a compliment. Looks in his foot and
Who's your
WWE's written on a pen.
He's just a handsome little man, isn't he?
Oh,
no,
so
he's not even
nice.
little, he's tall.
No, they're all little wrestlers.
Okay, yeah.
They're little wrestlers people. I like the idea of them coming together as a team and being like, because they've done all these little debuts that have been, some have been big, some have been whatever, some have been announced like Malachi, Andrade, Dick Gage, and all the others. It would be good if they just showed up and went, bollocks to this. Like, new version of The Outsiders. Nah, we're just here to get a paycheck, pal. We've earned the right just to come in and swan in and do what we want and just do this anti-AEW thing and just not play the game.
That'd be cool.
That would be good.
That'd be cool.
They've got.
Oh, great. Yeah, Tony Khan, whatever. Pin me, not pin me, pay me. Pay me, I'll beat you, and then I'll leave. And you can
and
goodbye.
Kevin Nash can come in as well.
Yeah.
Be a manager. Oh,
The problem is,
CM Punk and Bryan standing on each other's shoulders, still only able to get to Nash's chin.
I pitched this to Tom, lads. You're not going to believe it. But I said they should come in as the outside. Mine was more of a joke, though. You've made it more serious and real. I keep doing that Macam accent. I don't know what I'm doing. I said hero just before the Ross.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that.
'Cause
I
that-
know I'm from the wrong side of the river, but I can't be doing that.
No, I agree. But I just like the idea of them going, oh, we've seen so many empires come and go and fall. Like, oh, we're supposed to get excited for this one. All right.
They'd have to lose in the end, though.
Remember when you screwed Ring of Honor over, you guys?
They'd have to lose in the end, though.
Yeah.
To who? Hangman.
Hangman.
He's Mr.
Hangman.
AEW. He's like the
Mr. AEW.
Yeah.
He will be if they don't mess it up.
I'm really excited for that elimination. Sorry to go off topic a bit, but that elimination match, I hope that he gets eliminated and his friends have to win it for him. John Silver being
that'd be so
the
nice.
hero and like winning the day for him.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. And then imagine John Silver jumping into his arms at the end and he's like Macho Man and Elizabeth. That'd be cool. Maybe I've gone a bit too far. But yeah.
They cut the crowd and there's this dude crying his eyes out behind him. Someone's ruined the moment by saying Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart. It's like,
It's not. 64 is better. Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong Racing. That's the announcement. Yeah, thank you.
that's
Cheers.
the name of
Yeah.
the show, yeah.
Diddy Kong.
Yay.
Games.
Okay, video games.
Oh, this was old games though.
This is old game.
Do you remember Mission
Old
Impossible
games.
on the Nintendo 64?
I do
What
remember
a
that.
game. So sorry.
I thought we'd actually have a discussion about it then. But yeah, CM Punk coming in.
Toy
like the
Story
idea of
2
the-
on the N64 was good.
That's right, yes.
It was like GTA.
You had to go around
Yeah,
the
but Buzz
bedroom.
Lightyear, jump around little people's rooms.
I played that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Did you get very far in it?
No.
That's fine. It's a hard game. It's a hard
kids
game, Ross.
Kids games were hard.
Most people will go, you know what? No one's going to remember the end bit, so I might as well lie. I said anything there, but you said that.
For so long, I've been trying to remember which Zelda song reminds me of Golden Brown by the Stranglers. And it's the song in the wheel, in the...
Song of Storms.
Oh
God, I made the connection with it, yeah.
And it sounds like Golden Brown.
Texture
And I
like
hate both of them.
Oh.
They made me feel like creeped out.
Golden Brown.
So,
So CM Punk, do you like
mine
the
was-
idea of, because obviously the basketball thing and everything, and you're really cool and hip, you like the idea of the serious, the first dance and everything else like that? That'd be ruining it?
No, I think he should just come in as CM Punk.
Oh, okay.
But the music needs to be right, though.
He's got to get there.
What if he wears his basketball shorts like he used to do like the way Mid-South?
Dyes his hair blonde.
Yeah.
Get AFI as his theme again. Doom, 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 doom. I know that tune.
Yeah.
What was his...
EastEnders.
What was the... I think it was a Social Distortion song he came out to for his last ever Ring of Honor match when everyone's crying and all the confetti.
Some Punk. I don't know social solution that well. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It was like a sad one, but like a happy sad one. Like if it was the end of a film. But mine was Cody for Punk and Omega for Bryan. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go
Oh,
around.
we're going to go around.
and do-
We
yeah, I
are.
was doing
Mine
like
was Jungle Boy for heel Bryan Danielson and MJF and the promos for Punk.
Ooh, I'll go for Ricky Starks and
Oh.
CM Punk. And Daniel Bryan, you can have
Who's
Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, you're properly trained, are you? You know how to do the graps.
I was
I don't know
about,
the graps in the streets. We know how to punch and stab.
I was
And
about
Bryce
to,
looked at him disgusted.
I was about to say, what about Bryan and Miro? And then I thought, no, there's probably been a million Rusev Bryan matches on SmackDown.
I don't remember any.
No,
Me neither,
no big ones on pay-per-view as far as
I
I
don't think they would
know.
have coincided because Rusev made his debut at the 2014 Rumble, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ah,
So Bryan was...
Changing of the guard.
Yeah, and then he was gone for a bit and then came back in the summer.
maybe they haven't then. Maybe that'll be a good one.
The Redeemer!
Yeah.
That's Roos Miro. Roos Miro.
Yeah. Miro's promos. It's so great hearing him come out. It's like, I'm just doing a promo. It's, all right, fine. I am God's champion.
God's favorite wrestler.
God's favorite wrestler.
Flexible wife.
Well, thank God for making me so strong. My wife's so flexible. 10 out of 10.
Hey.
Hey. Well, we've come to the end.
Hey lads, it's
The
been
first
good to be
one back.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in the future. God knows what's going to happen next week. Just appreciate the fact that we've been in it. I'm appreciating the fact that we got together and done this again. And like I said, I was nervous, like I was having a test the next morning for this. I'm glad the ice has been broken now. Next week I might be awake and closer to the microphone. We got that sorted out. And the noises like that will
Someone's
be
knocking at the
sent in.
door.
Ross.
Someone's ringing the bell. Who sings that? I know I'll have to take the TV advert and that's it. That's not important. I'll plug a Straight to Hell episode with Denise Salcedo, that woman who does all of the interviews and wrestling media coverage ever in the world today here in 2021. A good one, a good episode, and then depending on if we need stuff, there might be a tier list with myself and that no good little scrot called Andrew about the greatest tag team list that WWE put out themselves where New Day was at the top. Will they be at the top of the tier list? Yes, they will. But what about the rest of the bits? But that's what I've got to plug. And Twitch, I'm on Twitch on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. BST, playing some FIFA-licious.
I am Twitch streaming on Wednesday at 6 p.m. with Owen, Up the Fabes, Cultaholic FC and all that. And that's all I can think of at the minute. Maffew.
I will be doing the return, Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review with Tom, become Saturday. And I'll be doing some streaming on Twitch as well. And I've wondered I could do it through there. But I'll have to check with them. They probably just won't. No, go home, Maffew. I'll stage you welcome. Jesus.
I don't even know where to do the Twitch streams at the minute. But yeah.
Oh, okay. And
I don't even know which room. There's too many rooms now. And we haven't got names for the new rooms. Someone will go, I'm in the downstairs. And then someone will go, what? Anyway. Sorry.
That was awesome. I'm glad we left that in. And I will be probably playing Street Rage 4 if I'm able to do that. If you can join us, fantastic. If not, who cares? Thank you very much for staying and listening to the very end. Of course, the Hall of Fame is there for you to vote for at patreon.com/Cultaholic. The mailbag is always open for all your thoughts at mailbag@cultaholic.com. Now,
the webcam. There's a webcam there. If you want to hold it towards the webcam, it's just down there. It's on the table.
Is there? That's a webcam. Is that even on?
No, it's not plugged in.
Yeah, so
I'm just
it's
saying
not
it because for the last year and a half, it's been put your fist up in the webcam.
Oh,
but now it's not.
It's not, is it?
It's not. It's good when you have to explain it.
Should we all point? We should point at the sign.
Like
After count of 3, we'll all point at the sign and end the podcast. 1, 2, 3.
Join us.
Waggle, 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 waggle.